stream. Okie dokes. Hello, I think I'm live. Yeah. Oh, sorry. I had to go put my lenses on because my head was hurting. Which made sense in my head. So yeah, hello. Oh, no, I can't see. So today is a special Halloween stream. Happy Halloween for those of you that celebrate it. Happy Samhain, I think, for those that celebrate that. And if you don't care either way, well, there's a spooky story time with myself and Jessie. I'm waiting for Jessie to join the call. Yes, hi Dan, spooky time, indeed. So, this is Silence to the House. I'm just going to do my intro while I'm waiting for Jessie to join. And this came out on the 28th of October, so Friday. I think. Yes. Friday. I think Friday was the 28th. I don't know. It came out very recently. Today's Halloween, which is the 31st, so that was probably Friday. I can't do maths, my brain hurts. It is developed by Graven Visual Novels. Content warning, if you go look up their Twitter, there's some quite risque images, which is why it's not linked in my stream today. And published by Sometimes You. Thank you very much, Sometimes You, for the code for streaming this game. I have had it for a couple of weeks, but it felt like a very, very much a spooky game, a Halloween-y game. So that's why doing it today. I think Jesse's just getting to a story point where he can save. He will be joining me. I don't know how it's going to work out who the characters are. But apparently we have to survive the night in the house from your nightmares. Any plans for the weekend? There is a great place to escape from the hustle and bustle of the city and daily routine. We promise unique experience of horror and despair. If you stay alive, of course. I mean, that really makes me want to, join the game. Stay in the house. I mean, 100%. Also, hi, Leaky. Did I say hi, Leaky? Hi, Dan. Hi, Leaky. So... This old house is hiding something. The dark, empty rooms are full of secrets. Blind windows are staring at you from the deep darkness. Do you hear them?
No.
Are you ready to talk to them?
Maybe.
Because if you're not, you better go away. Run. Hide. Your hysterically beating heart from the claws of insanity. Why do you want to find the truth if you know that it will kill you?
What are we reading?
You must scream, you must cry, you must find your dead voice in the silence. I'm reading the intro to the game on the store page. Hi, Jessie. So meet Ashley, our visual novel main character. She and her classmates want to celebrate the birthday of their mutual friend. But there's no time to play games.
Does our mutual friend have a name?
I don't know. I'm assuming we'll find out.
They're just named the mutual friend. That's so sad.
Yeah. Tonight, Ashley will have some work to do.
The sound for the call. Have you ever gotten a Discord call before? And it's got a certain sound to it. It's got a special sound today for Halloween.
Does it? I know it has a spooky loading screen, which is really cool, but no one ever calls me, so...
Well, when we finish, I'll call you.
Okay. It's just because I usually have sounds turned off because I hate anything making a sound. My phone is on like silent and stuff, so I probably wouldn't hear the sound anyway. Did it confuse you? Is that why?
No, I was like, obviously my stream computer doesn't have anything because I'm in streamer mode on this computer. But side computer had the volume on, and so I heard it, and I was like, I knew I was expecting you to call soon, so I was like, timing was just perfect, and I was like, that's a different cough sound from normal, but with like only a slight variation. Like it's the normal sound, but a little bit of like a Halloweeny kind of tinge.
Spooky, scary skeletons. Send
So
shivers
yes,
down your spine.
Silence to the House.
Yeah.
We both got codes to promote this one.
We
We're
did.
ethical of some variety.
Yeah, ethics. So,
Yep.
it's spoopy story time. I'm going to dress up like my emote.
And I guess we're continuing because there's nowhere new game.
See,
Oh wait,
look. I look like my emote. I'm cute.
there's a gallery that's empty.
Mine says new game. Yours says, yeah, continue, and then I guess it says new game.
Yeah.
Werewolves London.
Font, we're gonna make it large.
Right. Okay. So, right. What are we doing? Gallery. We had to look at the gallery. There's nothing in the gallery. Okay, so that was... Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna turn volume down
True
a
miracle
titty
is
bit.
to see your own sin.
Whoa.
Either.
Okay. The bar has a mind of its own. Or my thing is having a bit of a thing.
How do you fuzzily wave?
Oh my god, what is going on with my... Either that or the... I just did load. No, I don't want to load.
Is that like if I take off my glasses, like everything looks fuzzy and then I wave, is that a fuzzy wave? Or like if you wave and I look and it looks fuzzy because I took off my glasses, is that a
or
fuzzy
you could
wave?
have a look at my stream and see where it's a fuzzy wave.
I mean, I can see that, but like, does it count as fuzzy with or without glasses? I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, isn't your vision
Like, I'm not
permanently
wearing
fuzzy?
a fuzzy hat with fuzzy paws.
Okay, new game. True miracle is to see your own sins, Anthony the Great. It's how you wave with a fuzzy hand. Maybe it's how fuzzy waves. Okay.
Maybe.
So, how do we want to switch the voices?
I don't know. Do we assume this is narration or
Because
character?
I don't know. I kind of want to assume that maybe character will come with a face.
Sure.
And if the main character's called Ashley, are they the narrator? Or is she the narrator? Should we just alternate lines until we get some characters?
Something like that.
Okay.
We'll see how the how it balances.
Well, you may have to put on a high-pitched voice.
With some, I might need to do that. You're right.
Oh yeah, Starlight Shores was awesome because it was like pretty evenly split.
It had a good balance.
I want Penguin Pop to do some more games.
The two guys had enough lines to balance with the three ladies.
Yeah.
It was perfect.
Cool. So, it's been a while since we left New Lake Road.
Closer.
I have never been to this place before, so I'm not sure how long it should take us to reach our destination.
Last time I was carried away to an old innovative factory skirts of town.
Your voice is cutting out a bit, just to let you know.
Really?
Yeah.
Weird.
So I'm getting like 3/4 of each word.
I don't know what to tell you.
Okay. It's fine at the moment, but when you were reading, it was cutting out. That was weird. Before that, I was wandering around the plantation to the villa. Once there was even an asylum in the Heathlands.
I think the factory was my favorite. Maybe I should visit it again.
Okay, hang on. I just need to, Oh, no, I don't want it on auto mode. I wanted to go into the settings. I think my controller is possessed today.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, It's moving on its own and it's freaking me out. I wanted to speed up the text speed. We travelled along the narrow grey path that was buried under the leaves.
It was not the wind, but some other forces that brought them here.
The scene was as fake as a smile on Grace's face.
The leaves were arranged in such a way so that they would not cross the edges of the narrow path, obediently sparkling beams of our flashlight.
Yeah, you are cutting out, and I don't know why, and it's weird. Is it cutting out on my stream, or is it just in my ear? Leaky Dan, if you're listening on my side. Just because it's, I don't know. It reminded me of a twisted version of an old German fairy tale, Hansel and Gretel. And in this version, the naive children rushed right into the jaws of an unspeakable creature. Yeah, is Jesse cutting out on his stream? Is it Discord?
I'm looking at the bar and everything looks fine. And then, like, I look at your voice and it doesn't cut out either. So, like, you're constant.
I mean,
so, like,
when you're talking,
one way and it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it's getting like a percentage of each word, but like the bar is not like disappearing. It's still coming through on like the party chat, but obviously it's coming through poorly over the Discord. Have you got maybe some sort of sound thingy on the Discord? And it's
I usually have an input sensitivity.
Yeah, I'm wondering if it's...
I'm not sure. I can turn it down. I usually have it in so it doesn't, like, catch every other sound in the room.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. It's just when it's cutting out half of the words and it's a bit like that and hard to tell, you know.
Thanks, Dan. I appreciate the sentiment there.
Yeah, I know, Dad just was throwing the shade. But yeah.
I don't know if I believe it's just shade. I mean, sometimes maybe he does. I don't know anymore.
Okay, now I'm getting reverb, and also you're still cutting out, so it's not that, so you can put that back to whatever it was. I mean, where's your mic? Are you just, like, not talking into it?
No, it's right here. Where it always is. So I have no idea.
I don't know. Okay, well, I guess we'll just continue, and hopefully it'll be okay. Oh, just if it's Discord doing something weird. I don't have any settings on mine, and my settings wouldn't be affecting your voice, so... That's odd. Okay, anyway, next line. Oh, there's someone called Lloyd. I'm going to make an assumption that Lloyd is a boy.
Lloyd put his foot on one of the leaves which was found over the edge of the path, and the silence was broken by his hoarse voice. Apparently we've got Lloyd!
Lloyd!
Man, it's been an hour since we entered this freaking forest.
Hang on, guys. We're almost there.
We got Martin. I've heard that before, Grace. And this is what? The third time?
I don't think there's a need to go any further, guys. The forest itself gives me the creeps. Maybe we should just stay here for the night.
Which one was Martin?
The one that's not being shown right now. So the first voice you did?
Apparently, yeah, that was what was confusing. I was like, they're usually on the screen. Very quickly, we've got 4 characters. Okay, I agree with that. Kate, what do you say if we have sex in front of this pretty little stump? Did I read that right?
You did? I think I might need to put my adults only thing on this. Let me just change my settings real quick while you say hi to your raiders.
Hi, Captain. Thank you for the raid. We're doing Silence the House. It's a spooky, Halloweeny story time with Angel SK.
Hi. Hi, Captain. Yeah, sorry, I just put my mature content tick box on because, yeah.
But apparently we're talking about having sex in front of this pretty little stump. There's some atmosphere for some good old sexy times. Woo.
Especially when your friends are here as well.
In the middle of the woods.
You suggested this game, Jesse.
Well, I was like, story time. It's great. We haven't done one of these in a while, and we always enjoy splitting the work. It's perfect.
Apparently, it's sexy, spooky story time.
I mean, you know, I'll be honest. I saw the models for the pictures from the store, and I was like, these characters look pretty like the guys normal. The girls, I was like, okay.
Yeah.
We'll see where we go.
There's a reason why I haven't added Graven on my tweet, because I looked at their Twitter and there was lots of naked pictures, like, and I was like, yeah, I assumed like for Xbox,
because that's where we get them.
Exactly. I'd like to, you know, let the devs know usually that I'm playing their game, but I feel like this is a little bit like the TikTok where the book talk lady gets her boyfriend to read scenes from spicy books, and he's like, what is this? And then we get lines like this. Yes, naked people with bright glowy parts. Exactly. Because they're censored, because it's Twitter. I mean, this should be right up Alu's alley. Based off I went into a stream the other day and I was like, okay, yeah.
Well, what he can show on stream is always clothed.
Yes, it was. There were pieces of string and tiny little squares of fabric.
Oh, the bat one?
I don't know which one it was. I just wasn't expecting that at 10 in the morning or whatever time it was. And don't get me wrong, I'm not a prude. I have a filthy mind. But, you know. And speak of the devil, hi Alu! Your art is lovely, I just wasn't prepared for it mentally. Is it warm in here? If it wasn't before, it is now.
Wow, Joe's getting flustered.
No, I'm just getting really amused, and apparently that breaks my thermostat. Are you going to read your next line?
Oh, do I have one after the sexy little snake?
Why do you think I've been giggling like a, you know?
I don't know. If this hook snagged on it were a real nose, I bet he would stick it under your sexy topic right into your eyes. Sure.
Which one's Kate?
Oh, no.
She's giving like the Valley Girl type accent, or the other one.
Oh, wait, are we gonna go with the girl in the middle's got the wait, can we go backwards?
I don't think so. Was Kate the first one that spoke? And what was the name of the second girl?
Grace was the first one.
Grace
Kate
was the first. Thank you, Kate. All right. So yeah, what makes you think? What am I doing? That's not the right voice. What makes you think that I will let you do anything with my body, you piece of shit? Can somebody please remind me why I'm still going out with such a pervert? There we go.
Wait.
Lloyd's the one on the end.
Who got replaced with...
Oh, did they replace him out? Oh, right, maybe they did have Martin on the screen before.
Oh, Lloyd's the one who should be the hoarse voice, or the coarse, lower voice, I guess.
Okay, well, you can always just... It's just fine.
Yeah, apparently. If you had enough of his shit, you shouldn't hang out with me, babe.
No.
And what about you, Grace?
Nah. If you think that you're some kind of Superman who's not afraid to accompany me into the spooky abandoned house, do not fool yourself. Your so-called chivalrous act is just a trick to get me into bed. You need to try harder to get my juicy butt.
Do I have a chance? Sweet. What made you so friendly today?
It is my birthday after all, and we're going to have a party. What do you have for brains? Shit. It's a very special day. Oh, and Ashley, we finally meet the protagonist. Maybe I'll make Ashley Scottish, just because it is special indeed.
Today, Grace holds the stage, but her acting is still not good enough for an Oscar. Oh, damn. Hi, Lady Marguerite.
Hi, Lady Marguerite. We thought we were having a spooky stream, but apparently it's a spicy stream. And I'm crying. But it's all good. I mean, it's bad, but everyone seemed to fall for her optimism. Oh, I almost forgot that you're with us. Come on, I have plans for you.
Oh, so you are into girls. What a twist. Looks like you are dead in the water now, Lloyd.
You are surely a cutie, Ashley, in this panda hoodie. But it's still not enough for a girl to win my heart, yet again. I missed you during the stream, Lady Marguerite, else I would have been prepared, but I kind of like having raw reactions on stream.
The end of her phrase was said very quietly, but I heard it. I smiled wryly.
Looks like all of us have a skeleton in the closet, but what if the closet is the size of a house?
This silly idea came to my mind when I saw this colossal house.
I felt like something was coming.
Ooh. The house seemed to be flickering on the crossroads of reality and imagination in the land of a future unseen.
Its secrets were hidden in darkness, just like the forest.
The weak yellow lights were jumping from one tree to another, running along the path and flickering in the night.
I knew that we would soon approach the house, but maybe it's not too late to turn back and forget about all of this shit.
Maybe. Just maybe. I've had enough of this.
I mean, we've only been going 10 minutes. So I asked myself, do you wish to save them, Ashley? Ooh, yes or no?
I think we want to save them.
Yeah, I'm going to go with yes. Honestly, I don't really like the idea. Savior! Cool, we got an achievement already. We want to we did it! Oh, crap, I just killed my mic. We saved everyone, Jesse. That's it, end of the stream.
Awesome.
My minds are always in the gutter, Lady Marguerite. Just usually better at hiding it when it doesn't, like, slap me in the face with a...
I mean, here's the question. Is it going to get, like, to Metropolis Lux Obscura levels of degeneracy? Probably not. I think we're okay.
I think we're probably fine.
Yeah.
I mean...
And that was only on Mixer that happened.
Yeah. I mean, Ima got me all worried about immortality, and honestly, it was fairly tame, though there were some scenes I definitely wouldn't have streamed had I come across them. Hi, Liam!
How risky did that one get?
I mean, they were straight up having sex on the screen, so.
Oh.
And actual people, so. I mean, there were boobs.
Okay.
So, you know. I could understand if you were streaming the whole thing, it might be a little bit too much, but the bit that I streamed was fine.
Okay.
But yes. So yes, hi. We're doing a spooky stream that didn't just turn unexpectedly very spicy. Maybe we should just go to the amusement park that opened this week. We can go there right now. It's only 8 PM and it's a birthday party after all, not a funeral. It's whatever you decide, Grace. Yeah, let's hope so, Leaky. But I think we can even take your little brother with us, but we should go to the highway and call Ella first to make sure that she doesn't drive to the empty house. I really miss him. Can he really go?
Tears welled up in her eyes.
Everyone gazed at Grace as if asking, what the hell is going on here?
Of course, they were asking. They didn't know that her brother had been kidnapped by me to make Grace get us all here.
What? However, I've changed my mind. Ashley, I think. But yeah, I've changed my mind.
I'm sick and tired of being controlled.
Being a pawn does not suit me.
I love the idea about the house. But it would be cool to stay there for a night. Don't you agree, guys? Who wants to go to an amusement park?
Everybody at Martin raised their hands. Whoa, you saved everyone. Well, almost everyone. There was an accident in the park. Grace fell from a great height and crashed to death. Martin was taken away by the ambulance. For some reason, he kept shouting, "It must have been me! She's mine! Mine!" Did he really love her so much that he was ready to die instead of her? But is that so? You decide. Ah! Maybe we should have made a save. Maybe we should have made a save. I didn't realize it was literally going to be like, should we save everyone? Oh, that means we don't go into the house. Okay. New game. I guess we just skip through until we get to the yes, no again.
Is there a button to skip?
I mean, you can stick it on auto, but I'm just hitting next. I'm trying not to lose my headphones off my head, because it's under my hat.
RB's not working? There we go. I hit skip.
Oh. What'd you hit? Which character? I meant which control.
Menu, and then there's a skip option.
Oh, yeah. There we go. Skip. Okay. Right. Do we wish to save them? No, I guess.
You can't menu on a decision.
Right. Okay. Well, at least it's the first one.
Yeah.
I'm going to save after we've made the no then. So no, we don't. They aren't worth the chance. Save. Oh my god. I think my controller is possessed. They aren't worth the chance.
Unfortunately, I felt that one of the kind of drawbacks of so many of these games, and I think it's a visual novel, like these visual novels that I've seen, is that a lot of them do not make it clear which choice you're on.
Oh my god, yes. There was one game where it was like, I literally couldn't tell.
Like, I wouldn't... Was that like the Kensai one? First case or second one?
One of them, yeah, because I was complaining about it the whole bloody game, and I just couldn't tell.
I remember that being an issue I had with the first or second one and the Kansai one.
Yeah.
Series, and I was kind of like, it was a good story, but at the same time, I was like, I can't discern where you're actually having me click half the time.
Yeah. There was one where it was fine if there were 3 choices, you could figure out what selected color was.
Yeah.
But it was like grey or something. So it was like, it wasn't really obvious that selected was, yeah. This one is probably going to be fairly similar, which is why I was like judiciously going up and down to just check what it was doing. But yeah. Anyway, you're lying.
I'm a stick to the plan.
The forest, like a hungry beast with trees for teeth, devoured us in a cold, dead night.
Ooh. Their branches looked like crooked hands.
They struggled to rip our faces off, or maybe we just couldn't realize their true intentions.
Maybe the trees were torturing themselves, wickedly twisting their branches to set a warning for us that in the end of the path, which was flickering in the beams of our flashlights, the darkness was waiting.
Lloyd looked really nervous.
He was haunted by the rustles, and it made him mad. His hand that was clutching a flashlight was swinging like some kind of pendulum with a glowing demonic eye.
As the flashlight was only uncovering things lurking in the darkness, and that it couldn't immediately burn his phantom enemies alive, it scared him even more. The sentence needed punctuation.
I heard a strange sound and raised my head to see that it was just a crow.
Totally misread that and thought it was a cow. But then I also misread crooked hands as cooked hands, and I'm like, why are the trees cooked?
Because I was talking about hamburger buttons.
Ah, yes, hamburger and cheese. The beam of light ran through the black feathers, and the crow merged with the night. I am the night.
Are cows scary?
Sometimes.
By the way,
they're quite big. I don't find crows scary, to be perfectly honest, but I mean, cows are at least large. They could do some damage if they trod on you.
Fair. I'm the only one who actually knows what the darkness is hiding, but I'm still scared.
My fears are not that simple.
It is not what you feel when your reflection refuses to obey. The illusions in the bathroom mirror can't scare the shit out of me.
It's just not enough. What really scares me is that the plan could fail.
When you follow the untrodden path, you're always on thin ice.
I feel like I'm lost in a boundless ocean, searching for a shark to ask if the human flesh is delicious.
Do you really want to talk to a shark, Ashley?
I wonder whether or not I'm still sane.
The weak beam of light was sliding along the path full of faded leaves.
Then suddenly, something on the ground caught my eye. Shit! What the heck?
It was a dead crow.
Maybe the one I'd seen earlier. Nobody knows.
Its eyes were sparkling in the beam of light.
It was staring at me, and that gave me the creeps. It's just a dead bird. I've seen much worse in horror movies.
Do you often see dead crows in horror movies?
Pretty often, yeah. Why do you ask? We've recently watched a movie, and in the beginning the dudes ran into dead crows in the forest, just before the massacre began.
Saw this bird of death only after my live stream was over. Your what?
Yeah, I don't get it either. It reminded me of those days that I was imprisoned in a mental hospital.
Oh, okay. The walls of my ward were my only friends.
I think it's kind of cool that we're doing the narration in two different voices, because it's sort of kind of a little bit like the voices in your head are talking to each other. Sometimes I really...
The voice in my head, apparently.
Well, exactly, you're the voice in my head. Sometimes I really wanted to discuss the weather outside with them.
Of course, the staff didn't neglect their everyday duties, and the doctors regularly visited me to only ask one question. How are you doing today?
Actually, a tape recorder in repeat mode asking, how are you? How are you? Would be just the same. I don't think dead whales are the same as dead crows, Dan.
I don't know, dead whales is kind of creepier than dead crows.
Yeah.
especially when they were washing up on the beach. Like, that was definitely creepier.
Yeah, that was really weird. It was like, what the hell's happening?
Just like the tape, the therapist wouldn't even change the words or say anything else.
Perhaps you already knew how I was, or he didn't care.
Anyhow, every time he asked me, my answer was the same. Silence.
I only showed the same article torn from the newspaper about my family, burnt alive in a car accident.
That crow reminded me of the very first ink blot and Rorschach test. So the train of memories suddenly started to chase me along the rusty rails imaginarily built under my feet. Wow, the levels of metaphor and text are kind of a bit much.
Yeah, just a little bit. It's kind of overdramatic, like gothic fantasy type thing.
This is like, I don't, this is mean, but like, this is like an emo's description of dark text.
Yeah, it's kind of
Deep
appropriate though.
mysterious.
It's funny. Yeah. I knew the exact spot where the rust corroded them and the train got off the track. People in it started screaming in panic and hitting their heads against the walls. Insanity.
That's why I chose to focus on our way.
I was afraid to lose the path, because it was like a thin tightrope that was saving me from falling into the void where the evil spirits were crying my name.
You need to calm down, to pull yourself together, Ashley.
You have to be ready when the game begins.
Seems like I buried my head into sand too deeply, but fortunately, a rough male voice dug me out. Stop fooling around. I've already got goosebumps and we are not in the house yet. What are you afraid of, Powerhouse? Pretty sure you're the fastest among us and all, and even if we run into a serial killer in the freaking house, you will be able to run away.
Right. The killer would carve my enormous body, as I've put on a couple of kilos this week. Oh, cool! We're fat shaming now, with the girl that looks like a freaking Barbie doll. I won't even glance at the cake.
Everyone laughed, but Martin started to comfort his girlfriend by telling her that she had a nice figure.
I grinned. She really was a slim girl and just wanted to be in the spotlight, as always.
But today, nothing will save her. I looked forward.
Unexpectedly, I found myself ahead of everyone, and didn't even remember how I left them behind.
It was as usual as summer rain and a sunless snow in the beginning of July.
I had to be first. I need to see it first.
Mysterious forces were guiding me to that place.
I was just a fish caught on the hook of curiosity, pulling me to the fisherman.
Every new location had its own atmosphere.
When I was wandering along the halls of the inoperative factory, I felt like I was trapped in the black hole of sorrow.
The wet windows of the abandoned hospital were crying with raindrops of various shapes, which constantly changed and drew enormous pictures as if inverted by inflamed imagination.
Eventually, I saw it.
I guess it was a fateful moment, so I wanted to have a proper look at it.
At first, I saw contours behind the dense pine needles.
It was like a shadow, but then some significant parts of the building started to make out.
We were quite far away from it, but I noticed that, just for a moment, the lights on the first floor turned on. And then, one more time, just like a lighthouse.
The house, or my imagination?
If I saw or heard something odd, I would think that I was crazy.
And would be more casual than any other things going on in my life.
I can't decide yet whether the house is a friend or an enemy.
Of course, purpose is clear to me, as it always was, regardless of location or building.
But despite its purpose, maybe this house decides for itself.
Can't explain why, but somehow it is alive. All the places were.
They became alive for me because things just couldn't be so simple when someone like me is involved.
Anyway, if I stick to the plan, this house will play nice Or not.
It may be as treacherous as the devil, hiding the delicious candies inside the hungry jaws of doom.
House gazed at me with its lightless windows.
They were dark, like the eyes of the blind, but I knew that it watched me very carefully.
Out of the blur of a hoarse voice broke down this strange connection between us.
Now I knew that I wasn't the only one who was looking at the house, which meant that it saw us all.
Wow, this damn this damn thing is huge. Not bad, Grace. How'd you find it?
Don't fool yourself. You might think it was hard to discover such a place, but the house stands right in the glade. I bet some naughty local children run around the house pretending to be ghost hunters or something.
Cut that crap, will ya?
What's wrong? Everybody knows ghost stories are for children. Am I right, guys?
No one said a word.
We continued approaching the house in dead silence.
So deep in my thoughts that I jumped when I suddenly heard the metal clip hit the wooden planks.
And then I found myself standing in front of the entry door. Freedom! Finally! Why is it freedom when you're going inside the house, you strange girl?
Well, because we're out of the
Creepy
wood.
forest? Okay.
Yeah, the creepy forest for
Into
a
the
creepy
woods we
house. A
go.
creepy house. Creepy houses might be better than creepy forest. I don't know.
I don't know. Well, we'll see, I guess.
Well, no, it's interesting. I had seen a video a long time back about like the theoretical writing of American versus like British horror.
Yeah.
And a lot of American horror has to do more with the wilderness, while like
Interesting.
British horror has more to do with the city.
I guess there's a lot more like open space in America.
Right, and that kind of dictates why there's such a difference in the two genres, even though they are both nominally horror.
I can't say I've ever sat down and dissected English versus American horror. I can't even think that I could name anything particularly English horror except maybe like Black Mirror. That's horror to me. But that's our peculiar brand of weird shit.
She dropped off her backpack and stretched herself out on the porch.
Tired already? Maybe we should go inside first.
It's like the door is locked. I don't think the ghosts are dying to meet us. Go to hell, moron. Meet the damn ghost yourself. You're really a pain in my ass.
You are so sweet, guys.
Let me handle this stupid door.
What are you gonna do?
Hold on, big boy. Now what?
Hang on, my words have sort of disappeared.
Yeah, it looks like it was blank until Ashley started talking again.
Yeah.
They were just standing in silence for me as well.
Yeah, I'm working on it. Okay.
While these idiots were searching for the way in, I was picking the lock with my own skeleton key.
I'm not sure how many doors it's already conquered.
So wait. Okay, so it is Ashley.
Yes.
Narrating, okay.
But I think one of those untrustworthy narrators, what's it called? Like when you can't necessarily trust what the narrator's telling you. Is that... It's got a thing. Unreliable narrator. There we go. So... Because there's also possibly some sort of mysterious presence that's like causing her to put her friends in danger.
Right. It was the same as picking tiger's teeth to see how its digestive works.
Something moved.
I couldn't say for sure, but it felt like the mouth of the door took a tight grip on the skeleton key with its metal tongue and devoured it.
This is definitely gothic horror. Seriously?
I got mad and kicked the damn door.
What the hell?
The door was opening so slowly, with a squeaky old like crap sound.
However, it resembled the screams of tortured souls. I just couldn't bear it. Nice job.
I approached the door.
Haunted mansions. Yeah, I suppose that makes sense. But I didn't open it. It opens itself. What's going on here?
It was very dusty inside the house.
It looks like the ghosts aren't very hospitable.
Everyone laughed except Lloyd. He gave Kate a significant look. I think everyone knows that you don't believe in such shit. Can you please stop?
What's wrong? Darkness is so scary. Am I right, big boy? Come on, I'm just teasing you. It's fun.
It's not like that.
And so you tell me, what can hide behind the shadow curtains? If it's not a ghost or a phantom, then what is it?
It isn't my fear, the freaking mental disorder. The name is nyctophobia.
Ooh. Make sure that your flashlight is not dead or you'll be in trouble. Don't even count on mine.
Extreme or irrational fear of the night or of darkness.
I feel that very hard. Yeah.
I did not know that was the name for such a thing, but now I have learned something about what the hell nyctophobia is.
I'm fairly certain I have that, but yes.
Everyone laughed again.
There's no need in flashlights anymore.
The glowing eye of the full moon illuminated the house pretty well, but when we were outside, it surely was dark. It was very strange.
Interesting. You saw a Met horror film recently just because it had Ashland Death in it. Yeah, I saw that. I was like, I can't overcome my not liking horror films to enough to watch that one. Those freaking tricks again.
Though it looks like it wasn't a big deal for everyone except me.
Even though candles peeked out from literally every corner of the room.
I think everyone thought it was Grace's joke or something.
This place aroused my curiosity, and I wanted to explore it a little bit.
What kind of curiosity? Sorry. There were a few pictures hanging on the walls.
Ooh, sexy pictures? No, wait, no, that doesn't really. To be exact, some of them had fallen off and were lying on the floor like dead rats with twisted paper tails. Yeah, that's not sexy
Saw no
at all.
mirrors in the room, thank God. But it was only the first floor. Still, I'm glad.
Houses are like narrators of people's lives, made to tell the stories of their owners.
And this one was choking on dust and death.
Ooh. This armchair looked really convincing.
It was old and fractured, but I still know that its appearance was a lie.
Even the carpet was old and shabby for every second of its existence.
I was aware of those tricks, and I knew I had little time.
I took the cell phone out of my pocket and looked at the display.
I saw that the connection was lost and that it was already 8 p.m. The clock was ticking.
Ella should turn up soon. I hoped she would find the house. At least I drew her a map.
While exploring the room with the fireplace, I found boxes full of candles.
I smiled wryly. We would need them later.
And of course, there was the book. It is the most important item.
The book! God, this is like Eternal Darkness. If there's a body in the bathtub, I will scream. I just don't know how to do it without some extraordinary stuff.
Of course, I was no amateur in that kind of cuisine. You could call me the chef of the kitchen, I guess. So I knew it from A to Z.
What? How do we go from the book to talking about cooking?
I have no idea.
I am so confused. I looked at the others. Unless we're going to eat our friends. They were all wearing the same smiling faces, except Lloyd. I think I'm going to like Lloyd, because he seems to have his head screwed on straight.
Poor creature. Poor, idiotic creature.
He wanted to blow Grace's skirt up. Literally.
Sadly for him, it's not going to happen. Ever.
The girls have already prepared their sleeping bags and spread some blankets on the floor. At 8 p.m.? No way! Teenagers, they're going to go off exploring the creepy house. Not bloody get into sleeping bags at 8 p.m.
They're
So
setting up.
unrealistic.
They want to make sure that they'll be ready to go to bed when they're actually tired. I don't know. I don't have a great explanation there. The scary house was slowly turning into some kind of warm, lovely nest.
But I rushed to conclusions.
Strings of fear caught us in its web when we saw a straw doll on the sofa.
Her button eyes pierced us through, as if staring at our souls. Well, she's lost an eye, and that is creepy.
Just a little bit. Somewhere behind the skin, there was a hall full of screams which couldn't reach our mouths.
The apple of her eye was black, like a rotten dead fruit, and the flickering hellfire of the candles made the scene more satanic. I mean, you've got to say they are setting the atmosphere really well. I'm just very confused.
I feel like they're overselling it in some regards.
I mean, yes. It's very dramatic.
It feels over the top.
Yeah.
Lloyd nearly shit bricks when he saw this evil thing.
The guy made a very strange screaming-like sound.
Kate just couldn't miss the joke.
She took her cell phone out of her pocket, and her fingers started to dance on the phone keypad.
Suddenly, she began a made-up dialogue, pretending there was someone on the other end of the line.
Hello, is this the mother of one wicked straw doll who I tend to know? Good. Tell your child to stay out of the light because she's too scary for our little Lloyd. Review said that it reads like it was translated badly from Russian to English. Yes, that's why the grammar's just not quite right. That makes sense.
I've seen worse.
Oh god, I've definitely seen worse.
Yeah, we've done enough of these visual novels that were definitely translated from like Russian or some other
where the grammar
language is a lot worse than this one.
Yeah, it's when the like grammatical structure of sentences isn't quite the same, like the idioms and stuff. I paraphrase sometimes. I figure out what they were trying to say. Jess. Anyway, tell your child to stay out of the light. She's too scary for our little Lloyd. Your girl scared him half to death, you know.
What the hell, guys? Enough with this canny shit for one evening.
Lloyd rushed to the sofa and grabbed the straw doll.
Give me a hand, man. Light it up, Marty.
Marty gave his lighter to Lloyd, and this idiot threw the doll in the fireplace with her hair set on fire. The flame died immediately. You don't try and burn the creepy doll. It's going to haunt you.
Damn,
do you not know the first rule?
Perish.
First rule of horror things is don't try and burn the creepy doll.
You're a real idiot. It's a doll, not a paper shit. You need to light the fireplace first.
I can use books on newspapers.
Everyone glanced at me in surprise.
Well, there are always some books in a house. It's an ordinary thing. We could search for them.
I almost got caught. Of course, I knew the books were here.
I know everything about this place.
There was a playroom on the second floor, kitchen on the ground floor, and 2 bathrooms.
I was connected to this house, and I could almost hear squeaking mice gnawing its beating heart behind the walls. Yes, but Scream was a parody. The whole point was it's a parody of all the horror films. I mean, it was funny and scary at the same time. Sorry.
But it was only a strange delusion living in my mind.
These morons looked in every corner of the house but found nothing, so it was my turn. Here they are. Jeez, so heavy.
Lloyd approached me and took the book. Congratulations, Miss Ashley. I'm appointing you the Master of Doll Inquisition now.
Thanks a lot.
I faked a clumsy smile that almost turned into disgust. So she's like, is she evil, I guess?
I don't know. I mean, I really love her hoodie. I mean, anyone wearing a panda hoodie surely can't be evil, right?
The narration makes me go, she's trying to kill all of her friends. Or these people, if they're not her friends.
Something's definitely happening, and hopefully we find out in the next couple of hours.
Where are you going? It's time to punish the sinner.
Maybe you can deal with this one on your own?
Don't be a pussy. It's just a joke. You are the justice. Make the evildoer pay.
He lent me a lighter. If it were not for the rules, I would beat him hard. Okay.
I set fire to one of the pages and threw the book on the pile of other books.
They turned to ashes in seconds, but the doll was still in flames.
I was watching her face turn black in the bright scarlet flame.
Tongues of fire played with the stitches on the doll's face, and for a moment, I saw her wicked smile.
I heard agonized screams. In my hand there was something. Phone.
On the other end of the line, tires rubbing against the ground, grinding of metal, bones cracking, front windows smashing to pieces. I feel shards of glass stuck in my neck. They pierced my chest and my heart.
Maybe the explosion tore their limbs off. Maybe it was a meteor falling from the sky, or they were buried alive by some psycho.
I think she had a psychotic break when her parents died.
That sounds right.
Based off the fact that I've watched like 11 seasons of Criminal Minds, this is what happens.
You already got that far that quickly?
Yeah, when I binge, I binge.
Okay.
I
don't remember how far I got before I stopped watching.
Well, there are 15 seasons, and I'm now just about to start season 12, so.
Okay.
So I'm nearly there. But yeah, it doesn't matter. They're dead. I can't stand it anymore.
I've relived this nightmare over a million times.
I relived the day when it was all gone.
Without knowing it, I touched the tooth, which I was always carrying in my pocket. Now we're carrying remains!
Ew! It was some kind of ritual, but not as useless as most of them.
That's what people who have a useless ritual say! Mine's not useless. The others are, but mine's meaningful.
Yeah, 100%. It's a ritual. That's how serial killers are made.
It was more than effective. For a moment, sorrow in my eyes changed to coldness.
My fingers released the tooth, and I looked at Lloyd. Can we throw him in the fire? Satisfied?
Yeah, but you're the sinner like everyone else. That's why you should be punished. I'll turn you on the minute I turn off the lights in a bedroom, sweetie.
I mean, that is actually what it says. Did you think it would be I turn on you? Because this sentence is a lot more sexual.
Yes.
Lloyd didn't give me a chance to evade his lightning kiss. Can we punch him in the balls, please?
Almost died of disgust as this tongue touched my cheek like a maggot lurking in the corpse.
His lips were as cold as a dead man's. Hello, asexual person that doesn't feel anything with, like, sexual attraction type stuff. I guess I'll pass. I'd rather confess my sins.
I smiled wryly and wiped his icy touch from my skin with my sleeve.
Actually, there's one thing you're right about. Everyone sins.
Lloyd shrugged his shoulders and began unpacking his things.
It's present giving time.
The girl opened her backpack and took out a book with a colorful ribbon on.
Take it, beautiful. It's for you. Thanks, cutie. I've always wanted to read the biography of Scott Malcolm, one of the greatest guitarists.
Lloyd was next. I thought if you liked their last album, you must check out these.
Grace took the CDs and hugged Lloyd.
She slapped his butt hard.
Keys to the house in
Skateboard?
Yes, okay, Skidward. Lane 65 tinkled like a ringing bell. It's because his jacket is on the letter and I couldn't quite see what it said. That's all you get, big boy.
Lloyd was a little embarrassed.
I gave her earrings. They were pretty cheap. I bought them on sale. Thanks.
Martin left the house.
Through the window, I saw him smoking.
He didn't even try to take his pack of smokes out of his pocket on the way here.
Maybe if he smoked near Kate, she would order him to swallow the cigarettes one by one, lit up.
When Martin came back, he took a bracelet from his bag and whispered something. I bought it because it was beautiful and cheap, of course.
If he says just like you, can we kick him in the balls as well?
But it has the Japanese hieroglyphs, which mean happiness and money, so maybe it'll work fine for you.
Okay, you're forgiven for now. Cool. Nice thingy.
Thingy. It's just a thingy. All of a sudden, Martin put the bracelet on Grace. It cuffed her wrist with a loud click.
Mm-hmm. Now it was time to eat the cake, but Ella was still on her way, so everybody felt depressed.
Someone suggested playing cards, and everyone agreed.
In fact, I didn't know who it was because my mind was focused on other kinds of issues.
I had more important things to do. I approached the book that was lying on the mantelpiece and took it.
No one noticed the book, except me. It was out of human sight.
Even I didn't see it. I only felt it at first.
When I opened the book, I looked at the strange symbols that didn't make any sense until I touched the tooth in my pocket.
I understood. I understood everything.
While consuming the symbols, I almost tore some of the pages off.
Finally, thousands of letters and words formed the phrase.
I am Mosofera. Okay, if I just accidentally summon Cthulhu, then someone can save me, right?
Thousands of miles. Good luck. Well done, Ashley.
This phrase was like a good old friend to me.
I lost count of how many times this phrase came up in my mind, and still I couldn't remember its true self, full of inconceivable power.
If I just spoke the mysterious words without the book, nothing at all would happen.
I am more Zafira.
Now you summon Cthulhu. Ha!
Damn.
I took my phone out of my pocket and looked at the display. It was 10 p.m. already. Jesus Christ.
Time passed quickly, and the game was about to begin. Would it be a fair one?
I feel like I want to save, in case it's a yes-no here. I'm going to save just purely because now I'm like... Okay. This question has always tortured me. I can't say if I'm doing the right thing or not. I always doubt.
Some part of me knows the answer, but I don't know which part is.
While I was reading the book, the others continued to play cards. Both Lloyd and Martin called me to join them a couple of times, but I always refused. They didn't ask why. I think they were just playing their own game with me. This feels like a very toxic friendship.
Yeah, I'm trying to understand the dynamic of these relationships. Like, the four other characters make sense to me. Like, Ashley's the one I'm kind of like, how does she fit into this group?
Is she even real?
I'm guessing she's real, but I'm trying to figure out, like, how she's friends with them. Like, she doesn't feel like she's friends with Grace or Kate. And, like, it doesn't make sense.
Well, I mean, she's kidnapped Grace's brother, so, you know.
True. I finished reading the book, so it's time to make my turn. I need to come up with something and fast to hurry things up. I can't just leave this to Grace. Even the fact that I'm allegedly holding her brother hostage doesn't mean I can fully trust her. And suddenly luck smiled at me. I saw Lloyd cheating at cards. The trick was simple. He filled his hand with trumps.
I just needed to prove it, so I just waited for the right moment. I can see things. I see. I bet you have trump ace and jack.
Stop being ridiculous. I don't believe you're a psychic or something. The rumors at school, they are all bullshit.
Yeah, that's a good point, Leaky. Teenagers can hang out with someone they don't like just to mess with them. But why is Ashley's character feeling very familiar? Like that hood. I feel like I've played a game with this sort of similar character. But no, it's eluding me what. I came right to him and looked into his eyes. I was looking at him with a sadistic smile, like he was a bug that I was gonna squash. We promise not to have sex with any tree stumps while you're gone, Dan. Have a good walk.
The sexy tree stumps are outside anyway. Come on.
Yeah,
We're
exactly.
in the house.
We're
if
in the
anything,
house.
The sex would be with the seductive chair.
Yes. It's totally not what it seems. But yeah, have fun. I was looking at him with a sadistic smile, like he was a bug that I was going to squash. Show us your cards.
Oh, it looked pathetic.
This pompous jock was trembling all over.
Actually, it was pretty funny. Or it wasn't?
Suddenly I realized that my decisions and actions started confusing me more and more.
In the beginning, I was completely sure that I was absolutely right.
It was like using a manual that was telling me how to win lotteries with a 100% chance, but screw the shit.
For me, it was as usual as breakfast in the morning.
Of course, I want to return to that factory and repeat the whole thing one more time, but not as much as I wanted it a month ago. Is this a sequel to something?
Is it?
And we'll have to find a British horror for Ima to watch. Because apparently he's never watched one.
The only other one that I see that they appear to have done is that one that looks like My Aunt is a Witch that we both streamed a while back.
Yeah, that's completely different. I had seen that on their Twitter feed. It was interspersed with the naked women with the shiny bits. I really liked My Aunt is a Witch. That was a good visual novel. Point-and-click visual novel. But yeah, it feels like... But then if she has actually had like a psychotic break or something, then this is all happening in her head anyway.
Yeah, they do post that. Okay.
The Woman is Black is very British horror, or The Others. Yes. Is that the one? Is that got Nicole Kidman in The Others? I don't really watch much horror. Daisy likes horror, and I watch horror films when I'm hanging out with her. Oh, The Woman in Black. Yes, that makes more sense. I watch horror films when I'm hanging out with Daisy because I don't like watching them on my own because I'm a wuss. Yeah, I would hide behind my paws. Pause. Okay. Next line is yours. And it doesn't make any more sense.
When I was almost maniacally laughing, looking at the woman who was trying not to fall, clutching the elevating cabin of the roller coaster. Those were words in a sequence, and they were there.
Yeah, I know. What did that have to do with the factory?
I don't know.
Man hit Lloyd's hands and the tramps fell on the floor.
You asshole, give me my $20 back. It wasn't me. She set the whole thing up.
Oh! Are you kidding me? I was miles away from you.
You couldn't know. You just looked at my cards. You knew that I had these trumps. Wasn't cheating. Prove that you're psychic.
What? Looks like Lloyd was going mad.
Obviously, I pretended that his words hurt me.
Shit, it was so hard not to gloat. He was going straight into my trap. You fool!
My feelings turned into some strange mix, and it was difficult for me to understand why I actually felt.
Maybe I froze for a moment. That's why Lloyd yelled one more time.
If I continue to lose the connection to reality like this, they'll definitely think that I'm crazy.
Come on, Ashley, keep it together.
I touched the tooth like it was giving me some strength and smiled wickedly. Prove it.
That's not as easy as you think. Yeah, you're right. I could get a peek at your cards, but I didn't.
What number from 1 to 1,000 am I thinking of?
2. Jeez, it seems like this guy really believed in my abilities, which, by the way, leave much to be desired. For now, at least. That's not interesting at all. It must be something more difficult.
She has differently colored eyes.
Ah, heterochromia. Oh, whatever it's called. Heterochromia? Something like that?
Yeah?
Go on,
What
then.
color is Kate's underwear?
Is she wearing any? If so, it's probably black. Everyone ignored this question. Summon the spirits. I heard lots of psychics can talk to them. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Jeez, you're like Ella. But I agree that it'd be great. Guess it's not a very good idea.
I'll prepare everything.
It's really difficult not to laugh.
Did they totally walk into her plan? They were so ridiculously naive.
Yep. It was so funny to see them like this, but there was something more.
The mystery of the whole thing, it inspired me in some way.
Playing with fire always intrigued me. I knew something inexplicable, exciting, and terrifying at the same time was about to happen.
Knowing this raised my spirits, even more so that it wasn't my fault. They themselves asked me to do it, no one forced them.
It would probably be better to do everything wrong, to end this madness once and for all, but not today.
This fool inspired me. He made me sink into a slough full of rotten memories. Yeah,
Felt like I had
word.
fallen to the bottom of a huge can filled with maggots.
Yeah, do we have to keep bringing maggots up? They were crawling into my ears, and I heard them twitching inside. Heard their whisperings of death.
Perhaps Lloyd will be the first.
This moment of uncertainty has always turned my curiosity into a hungry beast, waiting for the meat in its bloody bowl, given to it by the hand of fate.
I dusted off the old handkerchief that was lying on the floor and began placing candles on it very carefully, like a caring mother who was taking her precious children from kindergarten.
13 little children, short and tall, plump and thin, but all hungry.
They were sleeping in my handmade cradle, which swung as I carried it to the ritual room.
I called this room by that name the moment we entered the house.
It was kind of sad that I couldn't examine it properly because of the pile of memories and thoughts that followed me to the main door.
It was pretty dusty in here.
It is obvious that a house like this had seen its best days, and now it was old, abandoned, and forgotten.
In some corners of the hall, I could see the spider webs. Gross. Well, natural.
I really wanted my working place to be just a bit cleaner.
Before I started my preparations, I knocked on the wall and a broom fell into my hands. What?
Suddenly, I felt very angry. What the heck? It'd be a lot easier for her to do this.
I threw the broom to the wall, but it vanished before it reached the obstacle. What is going on?
I don't know. The floor became much cleaner. that's how it's done.
I took out a piece of chalk. This is my main tool for tonight.
Of course, I didn't like crawling on the floor, but it was usually done this way.
I liked using the wall in the asylum much more than the traditional way.
I tried some new things back there, but unfortunately, everything ended badly.
At least I stayed alive. In fact, I didn't use the chalk too much. There were no tangled symbols.
It was just a huge circle in the center of the room, and of course, the star.
It just wouldn't work without it.
I didn't think it had any real power. I mean, you can see it almost everywhere, on a new album of a rock band, for example. But it looks like it was worth something.
Photopentagram. The candles were next, which is my favourite part.
Last time, when the drawing was on the wall, it was fascinating to put matches into the cracks. But I think it really mattered. And eventually everything was almost ruined.
So I'd rather use candles this time, but first...
I had to draw circles in the center of each star, between thick white lines.
Carefully, smoothly, and only one of them I scratched out, making a terrible sound, like the chalk was some kind of claw.
Finally, the picture was done.
I put every candle on its exact spot, as if arranging chess pieces on the board.
Pawns went first, as I called them.
They embodied every person in the house, and only one piece could become the queen. No.
I already was the queen, but had to fake my unimportance as to not cause any suspicion.
The fattest candle was meant for Kate, as she was obsessed with her figure.
Mine was slim and beautiful, of course, but I had to break it into 2 pieces following the rules.
Then they were put in the center of the star. Now it was time for the main players to join the game.
Since I didn't know whether they were bishops, rooks, or knights, I couldn't think of the right position for them.
So I just put the pieces in front of the ones that were already in the star.
Every candle meant for the main player was placed carefully so the candles embodying the people in the house were their reflections, though somehow twisted, I just couldn't find one as fat and ugly as Kate's candle.
Everything was done. There was still one candle left.
I knew it was significant, but I had no idea who it was meant for.
When I was in the asylum, I put a significant chess piece near the wrong pawn and we got into big trouble.
I looked at Lloyd's candle. I hope my intuition was correct.
That asshole. Most likely it's him. Suddenly, candles lit up the room.
What the hell's going on here? No, just my imagination. It was the headlights.
Ella's here! Lloyd came into the room and whistled.
Well, well, you're totally out of your mind. You think the drawing of that freaking pentagram that's always on the cover of horror movies will do the trick?
Martin entered the room next. Kate followed him.
Yeah, nice room. The scary skull's the only thing missing.
Oh, we could use yours. Whoa, that's so cool. I'm flattered.
The door half opened, and Ella entered the house.
Before she joined us, she was walking around the room where I'd thrown about our backpacks. I don't know what her voice should sound like. Do you want to be Ella?
Oh, I don't know. I guess I could be. I could try to go with an Ella. Will anybody help me bring the things from my car?
Ella peeked in the room, saw the huge chalk drawing and got excited.
Wow!
Ella came closer to my creation with caution, as if she was scared that the floor would break under her hard steps, even though she was light as a feather.
Is it what I think it is?
We're going to speak with her dad? Again?
Of course! I've always wanted to try this! That's just incredible! It looks like I'm just on time! Is everything ready?
Yeah, actually, if everyone's ready, we can start right now.
maybe we should eat first. Hanging out with the dead is scary as shit. And moreover, I'm hungry.
And also, it's like 10 p.m. Why didn't you eat before you got there? Oh, so you believe in ghosts?
I don't. I just suggest eating the tasty cake that Ella brought us.
Oh, okay. We can pause for cake.
Hey, Kasten.
Oh, hi, Kasten. He's probably right. I don't want to eat it watching his corpse rot on the floor.
When Martin and Lloyd brought the large cake into the house, each of us took a piece. Even Kate?
Of course, the biggest one went to Lloyd, and I got the smallest.
He was consuming it like it was his last meal, which it is.
Yeah, I knew he was nervous. So nervous. It was hard not to grin.
Grace tripped over someone's bag, and her piece of cake almost plopped down on the floor. No!
I guess if it had happened, it would have looked like a human brain, juicy with blood. Yes, because I totally want to eat brain cake.
Right? Martin managed to grab the cake with his plate.
Well done, Martin.
You look really pale. Is everything okay?
Yeah, I just feel dizzy, that's all.
Okay, then.
Martin smiled nicely.
But I guess his girlfriend didn't like it at all.
What's that on your face? A grin? You asshole? Want to screw her that badly?
No, sweetie, that's not what you're thinking. Yeah,
I mean, that's not what it said, but yeah.
Yeah, this butt is mine, right, baby?
Grace painted Lloyd's face with the cake and went to the ritual room.
This makes it hard not to chuckle.
Finally, everyone took their places.
Grace sat closer to Martin, with Kate on the other side of him. Lloyd sat near me.
Even knowing what fun was coming next, his gaze made me feel sick, as though his eyes were taking my clothes off. Gosh, he's a pervert.
I wonder, is there any limit to his blasphemy?
Pierce a finger with something... Oh, pierce a finger with something sharp and drip some blood on the candle.
My words sounded ominous and terrifying. Are you kidding me? That's bullshit. Is it really necessary?
I clenched my hand into a fist. Ez?
Okay, if nothing happens, you will spit blood for a week.
Kate chuckled. Yes, because threats of violence is always funny. Okay.
I pretended to be scared, but was not sure if he bought it.
However, he smiled at me unconfidently.
No, we're doing horror, more so than anything. This is a horror story today.
It's a sexy, spoopy story.
Stupid sexy? It's a little over the top. We had sexy tree stumps.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep, we did. And apparently, you know, Kate has a nice butt.
Did we read last line?
That was you. I think this is you. Suddenly,
Suddenly, I really wanted to shout out, "You will die, fools! You and you, all of you."
Well, I stopped myself. Otherwise, they'd understand that I'm involved in this, and it would become 1,000 times harder to do my job.
Uttering some curses, Lloyd, however, pierced his finger with a needle, touched the candle. Martin was next.
He touched the candle too, and the scarlet blood drop went down.
Ella was really nervous and excited. I feared that the girl could have a heart attack because of all this.
Ella pierced her fingers so hard that the blood spilled in different directions.
I mean, okay. When all the candles devoured the souls of the mortals, I continued commanding the army of the doom.
Martin, just like my actual assistant, was giving his lighters to others one by one to light up the candles. Why aren't all the candles lit up? Hang on. Why aren't all the candles lit up?
I shushed at her.
The last thing I wanted is her comments, and at such a critical moment. Close your eyes.
But I could see that Lloyd's eyes were half opened.
So the dead can't take him away?
Lloyd immediately closed both of his eyes.
Dot, dot, dot. The only thing we heard was the whispering of the candle flame. I am Mos Ofara.
The wind howled outside.
I am Mos
Ofara.
Thank you. Suddenly, all the lit up candles went out and shivering flame was devoured by the darkness.
The ones that were sleeping woke up and showed it extended their fire tongues.
The same happened to the candles in the center.
Then a mysterious female voice whispered and disappeared. Wow, so cool! Was that the dead?
And what else could it be?
Nothing happened.
Oh
It's
no!
just a trick with a voice.
Did Milo get all soggy? No. Sorry, you can continue being Lloyd.
Oh, it's just a trick with a voice. And you made the candles light up and then blew them out. I saw everything.
I knew that he couldn't see that. You're a liar. Don't come any closer to me.
Okay, let's calm down, guys.
Lloyd, who wanted to rush at me, now stopped.
Seems like he was a little afraid of Martin.
Did this guy just step in between? Have I misjudged him? I heard the voice too, and I'm sure that wasn't Ashley.
There was a sound from a tape recorder. I heard something. There was some noise.
Is he right, Ashley?
I looked down at the floor and gave the cell phone to Martin.
That's right.
He pressed the play button.
They're recording. Oh, Farah!
And then some noise, just like he had said. Her real voice. Nice performance. You almost managed to make me believe in that bullshit. The trick with the candles was cool, though. But I remember the harsh flash of the flames. Didn't light up the candles one by one. You lit them all at once.
You kidding? But you figured it out?
Yeah. We'll talk about it later. Now I need to smoke.
He came up to his bag, took the pack of smokes, and went out.
Through the window, I saw him. Staying near the car, he was blowing the cigarette smoke to the night sky. We haven't finished yet?
Lloyd went out of the room and I heard the chewing-like sound.
This guy began greedily consuming what's left of the cake.
I sneak up behind him and quickly sat on the old chair to make it creak terrifyingly.
Lloyd was choking on the cake and a piece of it dropped from his hands. He looked around.
He was scared to death until he saw me. His fear immediately turned into wrath.
I'm gonna freaking kill you.
Because I sat in a chair! I guess that for him, I was a player from the opposite rugby team, and he wanted to take away the ball from my hands, so he jumped on the chair that I was sitting on.
Fortunately, I quickly dodged the attack.
The literally ancient chair somehow stood against his massive body and didn't break. Lloyd then fell onto the floor.
Martin returned to the house with a cigarette still in his mouth.
Looks like something urgent. He was searching for something with his eyes. He definitely didn't come back because of the noise.
However, he looked pretty calm like always.
Martin took out a cigarette with his fingers, threw it to the ground and stomped it out. He pointed to the ceiling.
There! I saw something in the window on the second floor. Yay, the ghost!
With cries of joy, Ella ran up the stairs.
Lloyd noticeably turned pale.
Interesting.
Everyone rushed after the girl with the ponytails.
The shadows slid along the massive window, touching Ella's car in the yard. Its headlights were still on. That's gonna have a dead battery in the morning.
The girl didn't even bother to turn them off. Seems like this mysterious story excited her so much that she forgot about such simple things.
The car was staring in front of it and didn't care what was going to happen within the walls of this house.
I also noticed that the first floor windows were high enough to break the neck, and a couple of ribs if he fell out.
Interesting. We went even higher up the stairs to the second floor. Well, you would definitely hurt yourself if you fell out of one of those windows.
There was something on the wall, a message for us. Bloody letters said, "Let's play." Hello, Mr. Coolness.
Hi, Mr. Corners.
Oh, maybe the ghost who you saw through the window did that, Martin. Are you kidding me? Ghosts don't have a physical form. They can't write on the walls with blood. That's some Hollywood bullshit.
I think so, too. Must be stupid kids.
But who?
I think that's a when.
When? When we were here searching for something to light the fireplace, the message wasn't there.
That means the pranksters are still here.
Of course, I knew it was just a trick.
Comparing with what was going to happen after it.
The bloody line, like a silent guide, led us to the room without any doors. Then how'd you get in the room?
It's obviously got an archway. The funny wallpaper told me that this was the child's room.
We entered the nursery.
Oh good, creepy dead babies. I'm not sure I remember this room.
Because you didn't come to this floor, but both Lloyd and I did.
Thank God, this shit gives me the creeps.
She pointed at the unusual toy mouse with slender, long legs.
The thing was sitting on the chair, looking through the window, with its shiny eye beads. This room looks like someone lives here.
It's just sick. So cool. I thought so too, but that's bullshit. This is so intriguing. Oh, I have an idea. Wait a sec.
She rushed down the stairs.
There was complete silence for a moment.
Then we heard the approaching sound of stomping footsteps.
Let's try this, shall we?
Ella gave me an infamous Ouija board. She's prepared for this quite well.
Seems like I shouldn't have worried about the ritual after all.
She'd made me do that under the gun anyway. You'll have one you want, right?
Are you out of your mind? I don't believe in ghosts, but I'm interested.
I guess now, or only for this precise moment when we sat down in the corner of this strange child's room, everyone believed in ghosts. I ain't afraid of no ghosts.
Even Kate, though, of course, she would never admit it. If a phantom hand of a baby touched my skin now, I'd flinch.
Obviously, I'm afraid of ghosts because I know what they are capable of when they're not in the mood.
In the room, there were not many toys, but still.
The room must be abandoned. Hey, you hear me? Abandoned! God damn it!
There was a little bed with a teddy bear on it near the wall.
A dollhouse was standing on the floor with a small zoo near it and a faded pillow was left nearby.
By the opposite wall, there was a little nightstand with a child's makeup and the mirror above.
I hate mirrors. And if you take a cozy sit in the chair at the table for the tea party, you'll be able to see the forest landscape. Let's begin.
The planchette and started moving it around the board.
Everyone grabbed it too, and I suddenly felt like we were going to touch someone's gravestone right now. What's your name?
Our hands moved slowly. We heard a quiet, eerie creaking sound.
M. A. R. Y.
How did you die?
Everyone gave him a judgmental look, but the planchette started moving. Oh no!
D. A. D. D. Y. Was it his fault?
I don't like this.
What am I thinking about?
Butts! S E X. Shit, that's not funny, asshole. How much shit bricks?
Lloyd burst out laughing. Do you really think there was someone? That was me who wrote the message on the wall with the blood paint. I bought it in a joke shop, just like the lamp with the silhouette that you saw in the window. I think it's called the Magic Lantern. Thought it would be 2 separate tricks, but got a really great combo.
What a trickster. But how did you manage to fool us all if you were here all the time?
I set the lamp and went down after Martin.
So you were carrying a lamp and blood paint. That's just weird.
And we would want to smoke, so we would see the light in the window.
It must be really small then. Well, you planned it really well. Cool show. I'm sure you're sick of getting annoyed with these fearful ghost stories.
Lloyd nodded. Ghosts do not exist, and if you need meet one, and if you meet one, tell him I said hello.
He took the board from Ella's hands and threw it to the old chest with toys, which fell on its side.
One by one, the blocks ominously and slowly rolled out from the darkness of the chest.
They turned and span with their sharp, cold, blinking corners until the letters formed a word.
Hello.
Mr. Corners is a ghost!
Hello.
Ah, yeah, this is a shame.
It's alive.
It's Mr. Corners.
Hello. It's alive.
Fear appeared on.
Actually, for Jello.
Yeah.
Or is that
That's
just an American thing?
100% because we call it jelly. So, you lost me, but yeah. Yes. Is it me you're looking for? Fear appeared on everyone's faces.
Lloyd couldn't say a word. This fool was scared to death.
I mean, there could easily be weighted, but how did he know he was going to knock over the box of thingies?
I don't know. Because Lloyd flies off the handle and does dumb shit.
Yeah. I mean, you've only known him for like an hour and a half.
But he's gonna take the angry approach. What is happening?
Why have you wasted such a good trick? You should have done this hello thing first and then confess.
The word hello wickedly flashed under the moonlight once more. That wasn't me.
His eyes showed the genuine fear. Everyone believed him.
Lloyd, of course, is stupid, but he is not a complete fool.
He wouldn't try another trick after he cracked.
This harmless greeting turned into something that made the blood run cold.
Everyone was staring at those letters as if they were eyes of a killer that had a gun to their heads.
Now their veins weren't filled with blood, but with freezing ice.
The sharp and cold knife of truth was about to cut their world into pieces. Cut my life into pieces. This is my last resort. And they would step into the new reality of madness.
No one wanted to believe in it, but there was no doubt about it. No one wanted to see it, but they couldn't look away.
The cold wind touched their skin, squeezing their organs and making cries burst from their throats.
The cubes started twitching. Suddenly they rose into the air and floated like someone hanged them by strings.
A girl appeared before us. She was no more than 6 years old. Okay, that's creepy.
Yeah, just a bit. Her light dress was like a leaf in the wind.
The fear ripped out the souls from our bodies.
The girl was staring at us. No, she was staring at Kate.
She was on the edge. She couldn't even scream.
Fear locked her scream inside her as a silent guard and didn't let it out.
Her face was a mess. It seemed as if she could shout. All of her organs would be spit out.
The girl touched her lips with her finger and smiled.
But then her dress began burning, and she screamed.
Her little hands were peeling the skin off of her face.
Yeah, I could see that, and I was wondering what she was doing. Small pieces of human leather were lighting up. Hello.
Carpet was buried underneath the flesh, and then the girl disappeared.
Somehow we got back to our world.
Even I was scared, but not because I'm afraid of ghosts.
This scene reminded me about the car accident long ago, and it appeared to me that she was just mocking me.
Everyone but Kate rushed down the stairs.
She was standing with her eyes closed and repeating something as if it were a spell. No, how could it be you? You're dead! 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 You...
What are you talking about? Run! Is this narration, or is it actually Martin? I think this is narration.
Okay, Martin grabbed her hands and together they ran down the stairs. We need to get out of here.
Grace and the rest of us just started packing up in haste.
I mean, abandon your shit. Just get in the car and go. So the battery's probably dead. They only took some things that were close.
We must get to the car.
Well, I've warned you there could be consequences.
Freaking consequences? You're crazy, bitch. You almost killed us all in that room.
How? Careful.
The girl appeared behind Lloyd. She was wearing the same dress as before she was burned alive.
I'm pretty sure this girl died during the fire.
I mean, Kate couldn't kill her with the flamethrower, right? Kate came to her senses.
Looks like she realized how terrifying the situation was and wanted to run away as fast as she could.
She rushed to the door, clutching her fashionable purse.
I thought she had everything under control, but what if Kate runs away? I can't let that happen.
Do I trust her?
Oh no! We've got another yes no and we haven't saved. Okay, do we trust her?
Easy enough to skip to the decision.
Yeah. What do we think?
I mean, we've quote unquote got her brother.
No, this
right?
is Kate. Grace is the one whose brother we've got.
No, I thought it was implying that Grace was going to stop her.
Honestly, her with a capital, she with a capital. I'm not sure if this is some, like, you know, supernatural force or a person.
That too.
So what do we reckon? Yes or no?
I don't know if she's capable of trust, is the thing.
That's a good point. So we don't trust her?
Yeah. I guess we go with no.
No. Okay. Alright, I'm just gonna hit a save here just so
Yep.
Gotta save after the fact. Okay. I grabbed Kate's hand. You aren't going anywhere. Let me go, you freak.
She immediately took nail scissors out of her purse and pierced my eye.
What the actual? I shouted in pain and clung to her sleeve tightly as if I wanted to tear it off.
I tried to take the scissors out, but this bitch stabbed through my hand and my other eye was damaged. I screamed in pain.
My eyes can be restored if I have... Will I have?
First soul had left the house and I heard the sound of someone starting an engine.
Help! Help me!
Oh, hell, you freak.
They're gone, but she will help me, won't she?
I just need to draw the defense symbols.
I started to crawl around on the floor, searching for a piece of chalk.
Blood was dripping down out of my empty sockets.
Ew! My eyes were like bloody waterfalls. God, how painful. Where is it? Damn!
Here you are.
It was a childish voice.
I took the chalk and tried to scratch the floor with it. It was no use.
I couldn't see what my hand was doing.
It was not the chalk, the thing I clutched with my fingers.
I touched the girl's nail and heard the laugh.
The devil was laughing.
She was laughing. But you can't. No, no.
Come to me, Ashley.
The child's arms hugged me.
I didn't get their souls, but at least you will be mine.
You have lost your eyes, your allies, your mind, and even your soul. You won't go to heaven, you're not welcome there. And hell doesn't need you either, because your soul is missing. But don't worry, you still exist somewhere, in the very darkness of silence, in the brightest world of pain, in her.
Ooh.
See?
Apparently we were supposed to be trusting.
We're supposed to be trusting. Damn it. Okay. How long can you play for?
I can go for a while still.
Okay, well I need the bathroom then, so let's have a tea break before we load up the next one. I'll be back in a moment. And I'm back.
Oh.
Right, so load up that one and then hit skip until we get to do we trust her? So yes, we trust her is I guess where we go.
I believe so.
I'll wait till you let me know when you've caught up.
I have caught up.
Okay, so yes, everything will be fine. Ooh, and we got a bloop for that. Blind faith.
Blind faith.
Alright, so I'm actually gonna hit save.
Yep. I just need to trust her.
If I start doubting her, then I won't be sure of anything at all.
Finally, Kate got to the car.
She began pulling the handle and her body shivered in fear, but the door wouldn't budge. Ella, throw me the keys!
Ella threw the keys and they flew in Kate's direction, but their colt didn't catch them.
They fell into the thick grass.
The girl was feverishly searching the ground for salvation.
Her face looked as though she was digging into someone's innards with blood gushing from them. The imagery!
Her eyes were full of fear. Kate couldn't find the keys. They just disappeared.
The girl pulled the handle hard once more, hoping that her guardian angel would open the door.
Maybe she was too scared to run.
But where could she hide from this living nightmare?
The child's room with greetings from hell, the darkest forest. No place safe.
The dead girl in the dress was at the porch staring at Kate. Suddenly she raised a hand like a maestro of death, and Kate screamed.
In a second, there was a huge explosion of car blazed in the night.
It was slaughtered as if it had tons of explosives in it.
Mangled metal fell on the grass. The torn-away door was hanging on the tree like a hanged man.
Bloody rain started to paint the scenery red. A human heart landed within inches of my foot.
Oh, the heart! Come on! Sorry, come on.
I know, right?
Yes.
More likely her head, you know.
Or her head, but just the heart. That single piece of Kate could land.
Yeah.
Okay. It nearly made me throw up.
Everybody started screaming, but not because their friend was torn apart like a piñata.
They were looking at the car's leftovers from which innards and burning girl was falling out.
But she doesn't have a heart! Yes, it was her. It was Kate. Her skeleton, actually.
It was decorated with burnt pieces of flesh like a New Year's tree with toys.
She brushed to the guys and almost caught one of them.
What is that thing? What have you done with Kate? Are you a fool or what? Get out of here.
The footballer grabbed Martin's hands and pulled him straight to the house. Ella shut the door. What the heck was that?
Everyone looked at me.
Lloyd started shaking me so hard that I couldn't even say a word.
After Kate's innards, I got real sick, so I almost threw up. What have you summoned, shitty slut? I'll kill you. Let her go. Now we have more important problems to deal with.
I was surprised that Martin was so calm.
What on earth must happen to make him worry?
Probably he's so popular among the girls because of his nerves of steel. But he's pretty handsome too.
Suddenly, we heard a loud gnashing sound.
Ella went to the door.
Something was scratching it from the outside.
Actually, everyone already knew what was there.
The question was, how could it be? It's just sick.
What happened to Kate was a mystery. Even I didn't have any explanation of this strange transformation.
What can I say? I met the ghost with pyrokinesis for the first time ever.
I was crushed by what I saw, and I was slightly deafened by the explosion itself.
But this sound, it seemed to come from another world, through the ringing in my ears. I've heard this thing scraping my mind.
So unbearable as it was cutting into my heart.
I've always hated this part of the ritual, deliverance. Now, at any moment, something could go wrong. Look, this thing's at the window. It's easy to break. We must hide on the upper floors.
Ella panicked and ran away from the window.
But we could still hide in the woods and get to the highway somehow. She won't give us a chance. We can leave this house only as corpses.
You've got a better plan?
Yeah, we kill the asshole.
But we don't even know what this is.
Why hasn't it broke through the windows yet?
It can't.
The deadly creature was smashing the glass with its head, painting it red, but it couldn't damage the window.
The house is some kind of cage. You can go in or out, but only through the exit.
Lloyd seemed to be more relaxed, but still frightened. Looks like we're safe here. Don't be happy yet, big guy. The thing is outside, waiting for us to kill it. No, there's a better way. We kill the psychic girl.
Points at me, with a trembling finger, but I wasn't afraid of him.
I was afraid of the dead. The hunt had begun.
You wouldn't be scared of the maniacal fly in the spider's web.
Kill her. The thing came for her. I know it. She summoned it. You saw everything with your own eyes.
Are you insane? I'm innocent, moron. You were the one who made me do it. How could I foresee this shit?
I don't know if I believe her.
Don't, neither do I. Unreliable narrator, remember?
Yeah. I pointed at the window and realized that the creature wasn't there.
They began scratching the door again. Help me, somebody.
Oh my god, it's Kate's voice. She's alive.
No way in hell she's alive. You nuts.
Good
Did
job,
you miss the explosion, girl?
Just can't be her. Use your brain. No way. Don't touch the door, idiot.
But it was too late.
The skeleton's hand caught the girl's wrist through the door wide open.
Gotcha.
Martin took a baseball bat and rushed to the girl to hit the skeleton's hand, clutching Ella's wrist.
I heard a loud crack. Someone just got their teeth in a really tough cookie.
Martin fractured the creature's radius bone, and it fell on the floor, smashed into pieces.
Dead Kate tried to catch Ella's throat by the other hand, but Martin pushed the door, and it cut off the monster's limb.
We heard a loud shriek from the other side of the door.
It was so loud that the glass should break to pieces.
Then the bones on the floor turned into little bugs.
Yeah, that was gross. They crawled to the door, got under it, and left the house.
Where'd you get that, dude? I thought that if we'd be in the middle of nowhere, we should have something to defend ourselves. So the baseball bat could be useful. And it was. Thanks for saving me, but why are you so calm? Your girlfriend is a living corpse.
That is strange. I agree, very strange indeed.
Do you know why I don't panic? Because we panic, we die. Understand?
Okay, we've got a sensible person here.
Or do you think I have something to do with it? You are so cold-blooded. It isn't normal. I mean, you dated for months. She was cheating on me with Austin Blouser behind my back for weeks, okay? Kate was a slut. A slut dies, but I didn't want such death for her. I mean, it was too much, so cut it off, will you?
Why didn't you say anything, baby? I thought you just wanted to screw me behind Kate's back. That's okay with me. You're cute.
It was my revenge.
Oh, how sexy.
Yep. I think I just couldn't resist such a girl, sweetie.
Okay, lovebirds, what should we do?
We will kill you and the Slamerants. We can't kill her. She's the only person who knows what is happening. Who else knows something about ghosts and monsters?
Everyone was silent. I know some things.
Even a handful of powder can be deadly. So let her start talking or I'll break her neck. So how do we kill it?
That's not that simple.
And what is? Be killed by this thing?
Great. Ashley, you must help us. It'll be the best birthday present. Oh god, it's her birthday as well. This is really shit. What do we know? It can't get inside and we can't get out. I agree with Martin. We must kill it. How? I have no idea.
Right now, we were allies. We had something in common.
Maybe just wait till the morning and when the spooky night power goes, it'll just automatically disintegrate. We wanted to kill this thing.
Well, the reasons were different.
Though I still wanted to get out of here alive like the others. That made me want it dead even more.
That was the most important part of the ritual. Otherwise, all is in vain.
Oh my god, my counter is now in hours. Shit. Oh, it's Friday! But apparently it's only 95 hours.
96 hours is 4 days.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a couple of minutes past 10, so yeah.
Yep.
Sheet.
I actually have to set mine to be the proper time I'm going to start, which I haven't decided upon.
That explains why yours still says 4 days.
It's roughly 4 days, and I've been okay with it.
But you'll have to decide when you're starting.
I know.
Hang on. Did we read the important part of the ritual bit?
Yeah.
Okay. I closed my eyes and saw myself standing on the floor, covered with stone crumbs. Saw the rays of the sun stretching to my eyes through the glass windows of the abandoned factory.
I heard the howling of the steel pipes looking down at me like judges.
The machinery and tools were quiet. It was too quiet, so I felt like their gaze upon my back every minute.
They were watching me with genuine interest. What will she do next?
My quiet voice rose upon the graves of silence.
The sharp string of my voice cut the stitches on my mouth.
And I could fill the dead hallways and speechless rooms with my screams.
So I asked her, how should I kill it? I'm afraid this time you're on your own.
Her icy smile and demonic gaze made me feel goosebumps.
But could she be blamed? It was the other she.
And I didn't like the changes that happened to her.
She gave me the chance, and I used the opportunity. I just had no choice.
The other path was just a delusion, and the road sign points in only one direction.
Even when I tore apart the monster's body and took the pacemaker out of his rotten guts to destroy it, I still thought it was my life and make things right.
But my life already belonged to her. The choice was made. The game begun.
I was engulfed by the memories, but only for a minute.
In a second, I already knew my next step.
When ghost hunting, people often use amulets or spells because it is impossible to damage ghosts physically.
They are kinda dead and not even here. They are the past that can't be reached by the present, but I can.
I have a spell that will do just the trick.
That will give the ghost girl flesh for a moment, and the monster... I had no idea what to do with it.
This will be enough to finish the ritual successfully.
I couldn't tell the guys how the ghost should be killed. Tell about the object which connects the ghost to this world, because the plan could be ruined.
I don't want them to pull the trigger of my gun. Only my task.
The materialization of a ghost is my first step. The assassination of the ghost is the second.
But all of us must use the spell, or we'll be too suspicious.
And by the way, a material enemy will give them hope to win, but hope only.
They will be along my side so I can control them, so they won't be running from me or the ghost, and that's good.
But of course, they couldn't kill it. She will grant flesh to the ghost if they cut out her name on their skin. I have an idea, but I'm afraid you won't like it so much. I don't like it already. You can't make it worse.
She pierced me with her eyes.
Her wish is that she could break my neck as if I were a turkey to be cooked on Thanksgiving Day.
That's a holiday too early. In my eyes, she saw the reflection of herself torturing my body.
Near the chains and gleaming blades, her brother was standing in blood asking, "Are you okay?" He could even hold a camera shooting their favorite movie.
Of course, if she finds him after all.
Will she find him? That's the question. And all of this wasn't okay at all. I feel someone's presence in this house.
Suddenly, Lloyd's eyes became red coals. He rushed at me like a speeding train that can't be stopped. Are you out of your freaking mind? Did you see what you summoned? Did you? Peeled off the skin of her face, back at the nursery. You killed Kate, turned her into that creature thing. Do you understand that you'll kill us all, freak?
But they want to help us, the girl's parents. It's our best chance.
Great idea. Let's summon a bunch of ghost lunatics, so they will finish us quickly. If you ask me, we're already doomed.
God Damn my freaking imagination.
My mind pictured how amongst the candles the gate to hell appeared with the ghost crawling out.
They filled the ground floor, then the stairs, the first floor, the second.
There were so many of them.
They needed to divide our limbs into such small pieces, such that Kate's finger had a delicious feast in this dark realm.
Before I could see anything else so disgusting, my imagination ran out of battery.
We don't have to summon them. They want to give us something. As far as I can tell from the words of the girl's father, he can help us kill the thing.
Lloyd was going to say something, but Ella interrupted him. I wouldn't count on some ghost father of the mad dead girl, but it's better than nothing and looks like a chance. I don't like the idea either, but we really don't have a choice.
The documents on her desk in her study. I was doing our research on ghosts, but something went wrong and his daughter set herself on fire while he was away. Now she's controlling the monster as her new toy. But the Ouija said...
I had to interrupt her. It was driving me mad.
It was such a pain to make up these stories, so I didn't want to get the critical reviews on my scenario. I was Lloyd. Did you forget that already?
I think that this girl's our main target. She tried to kill us. Maybe the father wants to help, so the father has my point of trust. It's Wise. The girl. That's our problem. I would trust neither little brat nor her old man.
If you're so smart, then finish her on your own.
I threw the baseball bat to Lloyd and burst the door wide open.
It's good that I knew that the thing was near the car now, not at our front door. Lloyd screamed in fear.
Maybe if it was more quiet, it wouldn't even notice us.
But he was screaming so loudly that the dead of the graveyard on the outskirts of the city could hear.
No, shut it!
The creature rushed to the door and now everyone screamed.
Kate's corpse almost peeked inside the house.
Her long arms clenched the rail of the porch, but we could feel her dead cold fingers grabbing our hearts, beating in horror.
Lloyd was so frightened that I thought the guy would have a heart attack.
He hysterically threw the baseball bat at the monster's head and hid his face in his hands.
Martin's face changed. He clenched his teeth and was like a different person now.
He bared his teeth and pushed me with his shoulder hard. So hard I was almost kicked out of the house.
Don't be an idiot, Ashley.
If she didn't hold me over there, outside the house, Martin wanted me there.
He wanted to kill me. Maybe he knew something. Maybe he just got sick of me. But there's no doubt he wanted to kill me.
Freaking bloody killer. Well, Martin, after all, you deserve to be punished.
What the hell? We're already in deep shit. If this thing gets in here, it'll be the end. And sorry about that. I didn't mean to push you, but don't be stupid next time.
Was he really sorry? I couldn't tell.
Maybe he was lying to me. And why do I care anyway?
You won't make it out alive anyway. That was so cool, big guy.
Lloyd couldn't say a word because Martin beat him up already. It's my favorite bat, just for the record.
Martin punched Lloyd and kicked him in the stomach.
Ella tried to stop him. I think that he's had enough already. Let's find the document.
Martin, calm down.
We'll have to find them.
He helped Lloyd to get up.
I'm sorry, but I'm very upset that I lost it.
He almost beat the guy to death because of some baseball bat.
But he nearly ignored his girlfriend's death. Martin, you are such a mystery.
Lloyd, Martin, Grace, and I went upstairs.
And Ella? Ella stayed on the first floor to be on guard. She wasn't a coward. What a nice girl.
Though I saw her hands shaking.
We followed the voice, which I kind of hear in my head.
Of course, it guided us to the documents.
My mind was full of thoughts and guessings of what was about to happen next.
But still, the most interesting were the victims. The house, along with these guys, was just a box full of candies.
They all had the chocolate skin and rotten soul sinking in bloody cream.
Sure, tasty. Bones,
Yeah.
teeth, and flesh revealed themselves to remind us about the past.
Some people try to forget their horrible secrets. Others put them in a jewel box and peek inside to remember their true self.
Some don't even try to hide their past. It is the centerpiece of their collection.
They keep it safe in a glass jar and take care of it, wiping dust from it every day of the week. Like Martin Grain.
I know that he has a collection of such jars somewhere inside his dead heart.
Death is not a tragedy for him. It is his reason for his existence.
You have the right vision of the thing as usual. I was always fond of your way of thinking. So I can read only your thoughts. You are my favourite book, Ashley. Don't screw with my head, and I'm not some stupid book. But I have nothing else to do while these assholes are searching for the document. Ashley. That story about the Midnight Curse was much better than this. That's not for you to decide which story I should tell. And I'm so angry at you, right? We're in serious shit because of your innovations. 2 monsters at a time. That was just the best idea, thanks a lot. How am I supposed to kill them? Thought that it wouldn't be bad to make the show more interesting, since otherwise I would be bored to death. You always kill them so easily. Boring. It's not some kind of boss in an RPG. You kill the one, the other dies. It's that simple. Don't try and fool me, even if I... Ouch!
My head struck the wall.
That was brilliant. You were too focused on this document. You didn't notice the wall. And this ouch of yours. Hilarious. Go back to hell.
Who are you talking to?
To the wall, I guess. Here's the cabinet. I remember how it was looking for newspapers. How I was looking newspapers for the Doll Inquisition, but the room was empty.
Well, it isn't now.
Into the cabinet.
Everything in this room hinted on some research.
But mostly it was theoretical, as there were no signs of the experiments.
The pile of paper rested on the table, and some files were scattered around on the floor.
Schemas and pictures were pinned to the wall, and while a strange shelf with jars and medicines made me think of this place as a mad scientist lair.
One of the walls was decorated by a deer's head, and above it, a shotgun was hanging. Then why is the shotgun below the
I
deer?
was literally just thinking that. I was like, no. Below it, the shotgun was hanging. There was a door to a balcony in the room, but we couldn't open it.
There was no way out, and Lloyd panicked. He took the gun off the wall to point it at me.
Great.
What the hell are you doing? We are all in this shit together.
I didn't pay attention to Lloyd's aggressive gestures towards me. I looked in the barrel of the gun and smiled wryly. That smiled wryly.
I knew that the gun isn't loaded. You won't scare me, boy. I continue to examine the desk drawer and soon find the document and her newspaper. The boy. Like, duh.
It was her favourite trick. The newspaper was empty for now, and in the document I could find the spell of ghost materialization.
Showed it to everyone.
Us will do just the thing, and we can use the gun for the monster, I think.
Lloyd put his fingers in the gun like it was a lifeboat that would carry him away from the sea of nightmares.
Not even close. It was just a weapon without ammo, though in seconds I gave him a pack of metal shells.
They're for hunting. If we're lucky, we could kill some game.
This isn't a store. Take this and be grateful.
I took the knife which was lying on the table. Such luck to find it here. I grinned.
The knife cut my skin, and a drop of blood followed its blade.
With surgical precision, try not to touch the veins. I was carving the materialization spell.
It looks like she's writing view, or...
What do we need to do? We all need to do it? That's what the ghost said?
No idea. I nodded. Everyone carved the spell into their skin but Grace.
The girl hesitated to follow my example, but finally took off the bracelet, and a knife appeared in her hand.
Martin's face changed.
What are you doing? Why did you take it off? Put it on. Put the thing on immediately, Grace.
Oh no. Does he know what's happening and he's got some sort of protection spell on something? What's wrong with you? I
Maybe.
can't do it with my left hand.
That moment, Martin clenched Grace's hand and put the bracelet on her hand. Then he realized what he was doing. This bracelet brings luck. You'll have more chances to get out of here alive. Should I put it on if Grace refuses? You won't dare.
Martin wanted to hit Lloyd, but he pulled the trigger.
Martin dodged the shotgun and the shell broke the glass of the medicine shelf.
Stop firing!
Freaking asshole!
Hey, calm down, both of you. I don't give a shit about the bracelet.
The girl smashed the present on the floor and took the shotgun.
Lloyd, you idiot, you almost killed Martin. You should be more careful with that.
Lloyd looked very guilty, and Martin, as if nothing had changed, took the bracelet and put it in his pocket. Never mind. Are you ready, guys?
Grace wiped the blood from her skin. Yes, now I'm ready.
We heard a scream and got past all our disagreements at once. It was time for us to go down the stairs and face the danger.
Chick, chick, chick.
The scene that I saw was terrifying enough. Ella curled in fear beside the wall. The door was wide open.
A creature was standing in the center of a hall. A little girl was hovering from behind.
Fingers seemed to squeeze invisible threads, the ends of which were sinking into the remains of the human flesh on the skeleton of Kate.
Only now I noticed how chaotic and quick the movements of her head and body were.
It was like a poorly staged play. I'll kill them all! With a story so shockingly bad that it seems the creature itself didn't know what to do with all these screeching teenagers.
Oh yes, we utterly screeched.
Even me, it's hard to resist, as if someone yawns. Very sticky and indicative thing. Evocative?
It's one of those words that I read lots and don't really hear it said a lot.
Yeah.
Kate, maybe there's something left of her still. Her wretched little soul hanging in a web of guts and blood. Slowly approached Ella.
He was shaking all over.
It seemed that she wanted to escape from the invisible cage, but could not.
He wanted to run away, or, on the contrary, to strangle Ella, and then Grace for winning the beauty contest.
Her mouth hole reminded me of a crescent moon.
Kate's skeleton shouted, as if to her fans. Look at me, here I am, the real beauty queen.
Oh, my bald head burns aflame in the form of a crown. My fans, come on, support me.
And then, out of the empty eye holes, the two antennas showed up.
The cockroaches run out of her eye sockets and the worms creep out of her ears.
All of them chant, Kate missed the world. Kate is the queen of beauty. Beauty kills. One of the cockroaches remarked. She killed Keith Crevells.
More precisely, her absence, noted the cockroach with the longer antennas.
My mind put me somewhere else once again, I guess. Oh, freaking imagination. What the hell are you doing here? Quick, run to the others upstairs.
Suddenly, Martin runs down the stairs and points the gun at the creature. And that was one hell of a twist.
Lloyd was dumbstruck. A minute ago, it was him who held the gun. Now his hands were empty. His fingers were cold. Do you want to be picking lead out of your stomach, motherfucker?
It seemed that Martin wanted to finish him off quick.
I heard a click of the slide, and like a thunderclap, there was a deafening shot.
The creature's face half demolished. No, I'm sorry for the mistake. Half of the skull.
Well, there was, of course, skin on it, but still wouldn't call it a face. This could be powdered.
The creature backed away. But the girl behind her waved her arms, obviously urging the monster to kill Martin.
Although this scene did immediately move my idea of the controlling threads of a dark puppeteer to the darkest corner of the mind.
Kate's skeleton opened her toothy, bony mouth, or rather what was left of it, and I thought that now the skull will crack, but no.
All was good for the monster, of course. Martin was clearly not one of those who can surrender.
His hands seemed to have completely refused to see him as master. In general, they refused to be human.
Some kind of mechanism. They quickly started loading the gun and shooting.
They were no longer led by Martin. There was not even the slightest certainty that anything remained of him.
Now these fingers, these hands, and the whole limb were guided by the idea of surviving at any cost.
And everything would be fine, but these shots were so loud that it seemed that Martin was standing right in my head and shooting at the monster. And even missed, bastard.
All these damn bullets were piercing my brain, making my head ache.
I do not know. Maybe I have a very sensitive nature.
He doesn't know it. Moreover, the monster doesn't know it either. And even if he did know, it wouldn't help the case.
But the moment when the shots broke through the cervical spine of the monster, my heart trembled.
Martin nearly broke her damned locket, which for a moment flashed on the monster's neck. The object.
I saw a lot of such objects in my short life.
Medallions, necklaces, rings. No fantasy at all.
They can barely be seen by the human eye and exist simultaneously in two worlds, ours and the other world.
They let the ghosts stay here. Humans must escort them to the door with the inscription exit.
Meanwhile, it became hot in here, and it's time to join the fight. I looked at everyone else.
They tremble like pigs in the pen, who are suddenly granted a mind and realize that a butcher stands before them.
We must help him. He'll run out of ammunition. Who knows when we'll need them? Just don't stand there. Do something.
Anna pushed Lloyd from the stairs, but the guy didn't want to go to the battlefield.
He clenched his fingers in the stairway rails so firmly that I would need to cut off his hands to get to move him.
Are you insane? Stop this mad chick. He's the one with the gun.
His voice sounded threatening, but he was spooked. And he was shaking. Excuse me?
He was shaking so much that I thought, now all the steps will begin to jump up, like a child's xylophone.
Well, what had I expected from him? But if in the presence of this pile of muscles I immediately rushed into battle, it would at least be strange.
Something flashed. On the second floor, right next to the last step, was laying an axe.
Thanks?
She didn't say anything.
But I could feel her smile tighten, and the corner of my lips suddenly turned into snakes that wrap around my neck and turn into a loop.
But before she caught my throat, before jumping into the void, I was able to overcome uncertainty and fear.
It was not the first time, but who said that it's easy to kill a monster? Whoever said that it's easy to kill?
Clearly remembered me standing in the middle of the glass shards in the mental hospital. Ryan's Mill. When the first ghost appeared, it was a girl.
She looked at me with her faded eyes and called me into her world, but I didn't go.
Looked a loaded revolver in the object that was her bind to our world. A piggy bank, which was in her hands, and fired.
It was easy, only a moment, but it seemed to last forever. It seemed that I drowned in the abyss of her dead eyes.
I'd fallen into her dead brain and got lost in a labyrinth of convolutions.
All these thoughts whizzed through my head.
My instincts were quicker than my doubt, and almost instantly, in order to not change my mind, I rushed to the axe and then went down to Martin.
Shoot the legs until you break them?
It sounded at least like an order from the commander, and probably more because of how it did sound, rather than actual logic. So the guy did.
I swung my metal spheres, flew from the muzzle, a shot struck the bottom of the leg.
One of the balls was stuck in the patella, and at the same time, it was in my head.
And two more balls were embedded in the bone. The rest fell behind the creature.
2 more shots were fired, but the bone didn't want to break.
I really wanted to say, "What in the hell, man? Just give me a gun!"
But Only I had to break the locket by all means, while pretending that I chopped off the creature's head.
How difficult is it, damn it? I swore to myself that if this asshole doesn't bother to fight off a dead stinker's leg, I'll cut it to pieces.
But he could not do it with 2 more shots.
I was ready to admit that he did not shoot at all with bullets, but with their shadows or even ghosts, and maybe just missed.
In general, my patience began short, forcing me to slaughter a bastard. A miracle happened. Finally, I heard a long-awaited crack.
The bone crunched, and pulling the scraps of meat behind it began to bow to the floor.
The bullet, which overgrew with bones, body, and strength, became real and punched the damn bones.
The battering ram destroyed the tower of the citadel, and the monster fell.
I ran abruptly to the monster and wanted to hit his hand with the axe. But the dead Kate seemed to be quicker than the alive Kate.
She jerked her hand away, and the axe densely entered the wooden floor, breaking through the boards.
I jerked it out with all my strength, but it was stuck.
Her laughter was heard. For a second, it seemed to me that a sharp row of her teeth flashed on the blade of the axe. She smiled.
Perhaps it gave me strength, and maybe she decided to help me.
I do not know how, but I still managed to free up the axe and bring it back for a blow.
As a sentence, the guillotine blade fell to the head of the creature.
Heavy metal cut the cervical section.
And if I did not cut the medallion with my next step, the monster could be reborn and come with renewed strength.
We do not need this shit.
To hide the exact direction of my blow, I began to beat the creature more and more, pretending that I was hysterical, and that what is happening is just driving me crazy.
Inch by inch, the skin on the dead skeleton began to appear, and soon I saw Kate.
Her head was still separated from her torso, but the wounds were healed. There was a cry.
That was the ghost girl. I did not pay any attention to her. Blood poured over my face. My fingers tightly squeezed the axe.
Trick of hers, I saw for the first time.
She does not cease to amaze me.
I felt how the cold energy began to fill me, as if my body was under the ice.
It's like she's coming home from work, unlocked the door and changing to her home clothes.
Although I do not know if there is a work in the world of the dead that suits her rage.
My hands began to tingle and my eyes shed tears. The tooth which I tightly clenched in my pocket cut my fingers.
She's ready. With measured steps, she walks down the corridor, touching the walls with her cold, pale fingers as if touching my skin.
I knew where she was going. When the dining room door opened, I knew how hungry she was.
Her mouth widened and her eyes became black holes, but only for a moment. What the hell is this?
Table and lifted the lid off the tray. I have no idea, Jesse.
I'm lost. I'll be honest.
Yeah, psychotic week.
The room was filled with the unbearable smell of rotten organs and blood. Under it lay the insides.
The heart, the brain, and guts were wrapped around the skin flaps near them on the delicacy plate neatly laid the eyes.
Her thin fingers slowly lowered, took one eye very carefully, like it was the most precious treasure, and put it on her tongue, then swallowed it.
She took another organ and it went down in her mouth.
She ate the rest of the insides, wrapping them around a fork and piercing, after cutting the heart and brain into small pieces to make it convenient to chew.
Me, with a taste of contempt and cold blood is an ideal combination. Chef Brava!
I swallowed. I didn't like these images in my head at all, but what could I do?
I have always said that I have too lively of an imagination. She always used it against me at an inconvenient moment.
All the time it seemed to her that everything was too simple, that drama scene was too little.
Since we are not doing this very often, we must savor every moment. Joy every second.
Perhaps she wanted to share her happy memories with me, but in any case, this scene in my head almost made me sick to my stomach. Did you see it? She became a human again.
Martin looked at me. He didn't lower the gun. Yeah, I was too fast to comprehend. There was a moment that I thought I'm already dead, or that this is just a very bad dream.
But we didn't have a choice. Good job, Ashley.
Nice. We need to get out of here.
Everyone rushed to the exit. What the hell?
And their hands finally reach for freedom.
The door closed shut.
I didn't look at it, as I knew there was no exit. No! That can't be.
Shit.
Martin aimed at the lock and made a shot, and another one.
And then he saw the holes in the door. But that lock remained intact.
The guy looked through it, like through a transparent tape.
Through the chain, scratches were seen. Not too well, but it's clear that they were ghost-like. What the hell? You did this, freak.
I saw that Grace wanted to say something, but she didn't.
If she did so, her brother would be punished.
I was no pro at kidnapping, but I needed to gain control of Grace by any means.
So as bait, I held her brother as a hostage. No, of course it was just a trick.
It was her brother wanting to prank his sister. That was handy.
Lloyd punched Martin in the face and the guy fell down. This mad bull ripped the weapon from Martin's grasp. It's my payback, you asshole.
He pointed a shotgun at me, and for a moment I thought that I lost.
But he seemed so confident in his power that he was about to make a mistake by underestimating me.
I'm thinking save.
Sure.
Feels like we might need to make another decision. Just saves us having to skip loads, I guess.
Yep. I don't need bullets because I don't want to kill you. I'll beat you with this damn thing until you tell me how to get out of this shit.
Grace smirked. Even with her tips, I was in danger.
But I understood what I was doing when I agreed, and Lloyd had a lot of reasons not to trust me.
And then, in the factory. As then in the factory, if the control center had not exploded, which should not have been working, by the way, I would have been cut in two.
He was already stepping in my direction, throwing up his gun.
I was scared. I was not afraid of the pain that he could cause me, but the consequences of failure that could shake the most daring imagination.
I began to slowly climb up the stairs. Come to Daddy, Ashley.
Lloyd looked at me with ravenous eyes like I was his prey, and I couldn't even understand. He wanted to break me and then kill me, or vice versa?
I don't know if that's how I read it, but yeah, maybe. I guess. I could not imagine what was happening in his head, what thoughts were behind those eyes. Sharp like blades that will strip my body.
Then I realized that I was wrong. So that was scary. Very, very scary. He was simply insane. He was devoured by the idea of killing me. Destroying me.
All of his gestures told me that he wanted blood.
His teeth flashed in the light of the pale moon, and his fingers, like the claws of a bird of prey, dug into the railing.
He said he would beat the information out of me, but that was far from the truth.
More precisely, he would do something terrible with me, right after he receives the answers and they would not satisfy him.
Although, even if the door had opened, he would have killed me probably. He isn't a notorious killer. Wait, what?
I feel like this is some kind of I know what you did last summer payback shit. The number of his victims is 2. And now I heard them. They were near.
And with each second, when he was getting closer to me, they also took a step forward.
Lloyd had completely gone mad. Quietly laughed and began to sneak up the stairs as if afraid to frighten me. He's a hunter, and I'm the game.
But all the same, he could not stand it, and threw himself at me.
He grabbed me by the hood and almost pushed me off the stairs. He wanted to hit me with his head on the step to cut my skull.
God, how he wanted to see my crushed brain, to step on it and climb up this career ladder of a killer. Go even higher.
He wanted to, but he had hid his desire all these years. Martin is not as mad as him, although I'm sure that he has a lot of victims behind him.
But Martin killed them neatly, with love, if I may say so. He counted them and remembered forever.
As for this psychopath, he killed once, and since then he could not remember the taste of blood, as if he was afraid of something.
But he's not afraid anymore. Damn those eyes. He remembered his taste, and now it overflows within him.
Blood draining like scarlet snakes on his tongue, and pouring all around his face. The guy was drowning in it, seeing in front of him only a red veil of hatred, anger, and incredible thirst.
When the psycho attacked for the first time, I broke free, but Lloyd hit my leg with the metal barrel, and I began to limp a little, but still managed to climb higher.
He again swung his weapon at me and hit me in the temple. I almost died on the spot, but I still had some strength.
She gave it to me when I touched the tooth. When I dragged my leaded body to the second floor, I dipped my finger in the blood and drew her symbol, so she would give me even more strength.
I felt much better. The pain was overshadowed.
I rushed into the office and saw that there was a revolver on the desk.
Old, slightly rusted with a faded inscription, most likely loaded, and created a few minutes ago.
I automatically grabbed it and began to look for a safe place, like a trapped beast.
I was wondering why she was speechless. I wanted her advice, what to do next.
Soon I realized that she was not interested in helping me so much, because then, from all this action-packed scene, she wouldn't have an exciting show.
And unfortunately, I could not start the dialogue with her first. She didn't hear me.
The door to the balcony suddenly opened, and I immediately realized that this invitation was addressed to me.
The hounds of the wind were calling me, gently touching my cheeks and stinging a wound on my forehead.
Lloyd was already close enough. I ran to the balcony, and this psychopath rushed after me.
The moon illuminated his crooked face with its pale colours, and from this he looked even more insane.
It's over now. We'll be playing only by daddy's rules, my girl.
Ugh. There was a noise. Maybe it was steps. Maybe Grace and Ella did not really want to get involved with Lloyd's half-wit, but I think Martin was already awake.
It could be him, or it's just a branch knocking on the glass. Everything is possible in this strange world.
Maybe I should just jump down into the darkness and break my neck. Maybe. But she won't let me.
Like to shoot a bullet into Lloyd's head. No, of course, I won't kill him. But who said that I can't shoot his foot or something like that?
The ghost said, that's who.
Can't do anything to Lloyd or anyone else. All pain must belong to them. And otherwise, all is in vain.
But she still gave me the weapon, knowing that I could not use it. I could hear her laughing.
I squeezed the revolver in my hands. She started to fear that I would kill him, and I could.
I did not have to answer for my actions anymore.
To hell with the deal. Just kill this motherfucker. Come what may. God, how my temple hurts, and how he pisses me off.
The moon lit up the balcony like a searchlight, brightening the scene and the show was about to begin.
I already heard them. They were close, right behind me, down there, under the balcony. I leaned over the railing and felt a cold flow of air coming from below.
I aimed at Lloyd and took my hand away so the bullet did not hit him, and then pulled the trigger.
You want to kill me, idiot? Go ahead. Shoot.
I took my hand and pressed it to his chest, squeezed my finger on the trigger. Click. Misfire.
I'm immortal. My deeds are immortal. You can't do anything about it, freaking witch.
I snatched my hand away and threw the revolver from the balcony so as not to accidentally wound this motherfucker. Lloyd came at me and put the metal barrel to my temple.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch a witch girl by the toe. If she cries, don't let her go. Take a knife and cut her throat.
He fell silent.
His hand holding onto the barrel weakened. In his eyes, instead of madness, they clearly showed fear.
Someone grabbed his hand tightly.
It was a dark-haired girl. She quickly climbed onto the balcony, and a young guy followed her.
Since the balcony was quite high, I had no doubt that this couple were ghosts.
They both had the same tattoo as Lloyd's. A lizard.
The girl's hair was thrown back by the wind. Her white neck gleamed from the reflection of the pale moon on the glass.
Nadine? Tom?
They didn't say a word. Perhaps they had something to say to him.
Only their mouths were stitched up, as always, a frightening image of a vengeful ghost.
Their glassy eyes reflected Lloyd's distorted face.
Perhaps if the seams had parted, they would have screamed in pain or despair.
Lloyd stepped back, but the spirits were already gone. The ghost left me alone with the mad guy. It was strange.
I felt that they were now teaching him a lesson. I could feel how they rushed to him to finish him off.
But she seemed to hold them back. They were like chained dogs who can't resist the will of their mistress.
Lloyd clenched his teeth and tried to hit me on the head with a weapon, but I dodged him.
Damn it, you freaking games again. You can say my name and let me in. Then I will finish the boy myself.
And so Lloyd couldn't throw me across the railing. The crumbs of paint fell on my hood.
Now you'll have them only using the book.
The guy grabbed me by the throat and slowly began to lift. Very light, so it's easy to throw me from the balcony.
Well then, let me delay the sweet moment of denouement a little. Tension always arouses my interest, you know. Help me, goddammit. Okay, now have fun.
Lloyd's wrist hurt, and he released me. I walked away from the railing. Heck.
It's very difficult to dodge his attacks. Lloyd was very tough and very strong, and yet he was insane.
Everyone knows that the person who is off his rocker is much stronger than normal.
He grabbed me and threw me on the ground. I already thought that I couldn't get up, but touching the tooth I could.
Then I realized that continuing this madness is meaningless. I need to run away from this monster.
Moonlight passed along the rails of the balcony. Behind them was a window.
The window seemed to come out of the wall of the house to admire the scenery. A dark forest in which I couldn't see a damn thing, and a moon that strolled along the branches and the crowns of trees with pale legs.
I pushed Lloyd away and ran to the railing. I climbed on them and jumped, putting my hands forward.
They sharply grasped at the protruding edge, but at the same time I banged my head against the stone, so I almost unclenched my fingers.
Spitting blood into the dark abyss of the night, I began to strain my hands to pull myself up.
All of my muscles ached, but somehow I did it. I felt dizzy, and I nearly fell down again.
But my self-preservation instinct worked just in time. My hand gripped the ledge into which the columns of the balconies on the third floor were driven.
I clung to it with all my strength, and again, feeling the pain in my joints, I pulled myself up.
As soon as I climbed onto the balcony, I immediately fell to the cold stone floor.
There was a knock. I jumped, and leaning over the railing, I saw Lloyd, who was hanging, holding onto the ledge.
I stepped back. Stairs! I saw her while I climbed here.
I ran up to her, and quickly, despite the fact that my whole body ached, I climbed to the roof.
I've nowhere to run. Maybe it's time for the show. I think you're right.
Her voice sounded offended.
It's like I just took a toy from a child.
Well, excuse me, the toy, clenching its teeth like some kind of mechanism, climbed up to me on the roof.
Of course, it was a toy, because I was an instrument. He ran at me.
The guy was already without a weapon, but his hands could already inflict serious bodily harm.
Or maybe he'll just throw me off the roof.
Suddenly there was a strange sound, and before me appeared a dark wall of fluttering wings.
The ravens struck Lloyd, but they did not trust to touch him.
All pain must belong to them. The guy was already near the edge of the roof.
I almost screamed with fright when he fell, but then there were ghosts.
It seemed to me that I heard their names. Voices whispered, Nadine, Thomas.
They caught Lloyd and dragged him into the roof. The crows disappeared and nothing protected me, which meant that this is the end.
They dragged him, screaming, into the moonlit spot to make the execution.
I was very curious what they would do to him. You need to return to the house, now.
Her voice was tensed. You might even say frightened.
Oh no! No! I'm gonna go with we should probably return to the house.
Probably, but stay and look at the execution could be another game over.
Well, it will be, 100%, but it won't be an achievement, and then we'll have to do skips again.
I don't know, if it's a game over, it's easy to get back to here.
Okay, fine, we'll stay and look at the execution.
Yay!
I decided that everything else could wait.
I want to see the execution of this bastard. I need to see it.
I understand that she is very, very hungry and wants to eat them all as soon as possible, but damn it, I need to see how this motherfucker will suffer. Making a mistake, Grace is in danger. Hurry! I just need a quick peek, that's all. Nadine always liked the moon. She believed the moonlight made the atmosphere more romantic.
With her voice, she sounds crushed.
What the hell? What are you talking about? Ooh, deadliest mistake. Oh, we got an achievement though for it. I called her in my mind, but the sounds of torn flesh and Lloyd's cries drowned out my thoughts in my mind.
Nadine pulled his arm. Thomas, in return, did the same with the other hand.
It seemed that they wanted to share his pain, his scream.
This was the last thing they could do together in this world. What a loving couple.
The tattoo of the lizard lit up on the girl's neck, and the same thing happened to the guy's tattoo.
Lloyd's tattoo did not move. It seemed that it froze in horror. Sparkling black lizards crawled over the bodies.
Soon they gained flesh and form and descended from their bodies, moving onto the guy's shoulder.
The mouths of the ghosts were sewn up, but I could hear their thoughts.
I want you to forget what you did to me. I want you to forget my body, forget my kiss, forget my spell, after the rotten smell of vine which you gave to me to drug me, then screw me.
I want you to forget my voice, forget that I existed, forget that I was your friend and that you killed me. I want you to forget that you ever existed.
The lizards flashed their sharp teeth in the pale light of the moon and began to dip into Lloyd's head.
He was shouting for a while, but when one of the lizards took a bite of his brain and spat on the cold tile, he fell silent.
Blood was pouring from his mutilated skull as though from a full bowl of wine.
Nadine and Thomas pulled on themselves again and tore Louis's body in two.
The guts poured out of him like cereal from a box and got to her plate.
But she threw them into the trash can and clutched her teeth in a bottle.
The lustful flesh of a sinner.
It was melting on her tongue like chocolate.
I remembered that it was time to return and decided to try to go down through the chimney.
Finding cracked bricks, I hit them with my foot.
At first it did not break, so I kicked the stone again.
Finally, I managed to break a hole that I could crawl through.
Inside the chimney I found small metal ledges under my feet. How nice that she foresaw this happening. So this was not a bad ending?
Apparently?
Okay.
Slowly dropping my legs and fingering the ledges, I descended lower and lower along the staircase attached to the wall.
She left it for me here, and the chimney was wide enough to descend without any troubles.
Once I was on the first floor, I found that it was not so easy to get out.
The fireplace was quite small. I sat down on all fours, then leaned forward to let my hands touch the grating.
I lifted one foot and pushed it against the stone.
There was a crash at the grating, and then it broke.
I fell out of the fireplace and, rising abruptly, ran to Ella.
Was Martin and Grace?
It was her! He has her!
The girl was sitting on the mattress and holding her newspaper in her hand.
She looked wide-eyed right in front of her, and next to me laid my bag. I snatched the newspaper from her hands.
Read in this issue. Beauty requires a sacrifice. Girl sets on fire the house of her best friend who won the Miss School contest.
Friends can be as thick as thieves. A rapist forces his friend to jump off a roof right after he screwed his girlfriend.
Rubric intrigue. Serial killer lover is now in your house.
Carefully look at yourself in the mirror and make sure that your appearance is not similar to his sister.
She received all of the love of her parents, and he hated her.
I before E, except after C.
Yeah.
And he hates you the same way, Grace Hatling.
A letter from our readers. Hello, dear Ella.
If you're reading this, then I'm already around.
Mr. Bubbles still wants to play with you. I'm sure that you are also waiting for this.
After all, last time you just died of waiting to play with him.
Announcement. I will buy strings. Unfortunately, mine are all sticking out of bleeding wrists.
With such, you can't play the guitar.
For all questions, please contact Anna Ryberg, Southern Quarter, 7th Row, Location 1, Aaronstone Groves. Grease, where the hell are you?
Shook Ella.
Where are they, goddammit?
Ella could not answer.
She was scared, and besides, she really did not know. Ella just pointed up, but this is not an answer.
Same as if she did not know. And perhaps it would be better if she did not say anything at all. Did not show her existence. Did not show that she was here.
I was really pissed off.
I hit her in the face. Now he became another Ashley.
The killer girl, Ashley the murderer, not the one that summons ghosts and hides behind her. Now I have become the devil himself.
It was clear that they were on the upper floors. Martin wanted to kill her, like all those who have already wore his bracelets.
Oh, okay. That was a creepy thing, not a protective thing. Right. Looking up, I asked myself the question, am I ready for a meeting with you, lover? Hell yes, I'm ready.
I ran up the stairs. Although I was already very close to the second floor, I seemed to take only the first step.
How is Silence House coming along, Mr. Corners? It is weird and strange, and yeah.
I was thinking she was evil, but now I'm wondering if everybody's just evil.
I think everybody's
But at
just
the same time, like, the ages of these evil people, I'm like, they're all too young to be this evil.
I mean, you know, there have been, like, psychotic kids, so...
They all just go to school together?
Fair freeze time and eclipse. Maybe it's college, or like university. Fair freeze time and eclipsed my mind.
The cold hands of the dead girl seeped through the steps that I descended.
And they grabbed me, wanted me to listen to their stories.
They wanted to yell at me, to pour on me with their blood, which dripped into my mind, swollen by madness.
They wanted to rip off my ears and whisper their stories inside of them. Spit worms and throw their insides inside of my face. I'm gonna have to look at videos of kittens after playing this before I can go to sleep.
They wanted to do anything so that I would pay attention to their voices.
They were already there, awoken too fast, suddenly and not according to plan.
Every one of them knew that Martin was about to do it again, and even she could not hold them anymore. She should have.
I felt that the ground beneath me had shifted. No, that's not the case.
The truth is, I'm still down there on the first floor, possibly next to Ella, maybe buried under the floor, like one of Lover's victims.
Mattie Carblet lies behind wooden boards in a country house. The rays of the sun penetrate into the cracks, slipping, falling into her empty eye holes.
Dust getting into deep wounds on the chest and wrist. Perhaps this is what I am.
After all, it doesn't matter who I am right now. I felt that everything was about to lose its meaning.
I was Beth Croydford, whom he had hung from the bridge near New Lake Road, straight to the north along the main road, past the cemetery.
Turn your head 90 degrees to say, hello. I'm hanging on a rope and the necklace that wrapped my wrist is in silver glitters.
The wind is whistling through the holes in cheeks, eyes, and palms, maybe trying to say something to seagulls passing by. The face is disfigured beyond recognition.
A pretty nose, like a piece from a children constructor, lies in a hole where ants live.
But in my opinion, I'm now not anyone else but Grace Hutling.
The first score beauty rock singer, Grace Hutling, my hair floating in the wind like a flag, inspires guys to do crazy things.
My beautiful body is done by a sculptor who, all his life, molds only charming girls. And there are no equals.
My eyes are so shiny and cunningly sexy. I'm Grace Hutling. I want to throw my arms around you, handsome guy, but they're nailed to the wall.
I'm Grace Hutling. My breasts, so desired by you, are cut and disfigured.
I'm Grace Hutling. I killed that witch, Ashley, with Martin's knife, which strips my belly.
I'm Grace Hutling, not screaming, because I'm as dead as you, Ashley.
Oh, okay, fine. Well, congratulations, you're dead. And what did you expect, ignoring the creature that controls everything here? The execution was cool, huh? I think so too. Well, now, let's get the job done. The ritual's not complete yet. I hope that you've saved your game data. Give it a try. Okay. Or we could end it there, because it's been 3 hours.
I think that's, yeah.
So, or we could get to the point where we need to get, and then it'll be to load up next time, if we continue this. Are we going to continue this?
Oh, what do we want to do?
Well, I reckon there's at least...
I will say, in terms of the CG, which I guess is just any scene that has a unique-ish background, which is usually character-driven, we're about halfway. Looks to be about 5 whole pages of these, and we're just on to the 3rd page.
Right. I wonder what you were looking at there. Yeah, background we've like got all but 2. CG, yeah. Because we've been getting the bad endings along the way as well. In fact, I think we're over halfway, but we're not halfway through the achievements. So there is one achievement for getting all the bad endings, so good call on, like, those ones.
Oh, is there?
Yeah.
Unlock all the bad endings, okay.
And then there's apparently a true ending. So, I think I'm going to load up... Crap, which one's the latest? That one. Oops. God damn it! Seriously, my freaking cursor's possessed. Skipped.
Return to the house.
Return to the house. Decided to not forget about the main thing and save. Cool. So then we're saved if we do want to continue doing this.
Correct.
And it's in exactly the place where we need to continue.
Thanks, Dan. Jesse is fingering ledges.
Yeah, I mean, that was like...
I didn't notice it.
5 minutes ago. Yeah, well, honestly, I giggled when it said fingering. Because as we've already established...
I did hear that. I was like...
Dirty mind. Dirty mind. Dirty, dirty, dirty mind.
Yes, Joe.
Yep. Are you... Yeah, I'm assuming you're done. I'm also done.
Yeah, I'm done.
Cool. Okay, so...
It's 7 o'clock here.
Yeah. Are you up for Numa tomorrow still?
Yeah, do you want to do Numa tomorrow?
Yes.
Nuvmo or whatever it's called?
Well, I read it as like Pneumo Capsula. But then it's like Nevmo. Nevmo. But yeah. Whatever. Anyway, the puzzly game that... Yeah. So...
Also sometimes you.
Yes.
And I might go live a little early tomorrow to do more Kingdom Hearts.
I will endeavor to be vaguely awake for the stream.
I think you'll be awake.
Vaguely. But yes, so that was Silenced the House. That was possibly one of the weirder games that I've played.
Yeah, that was a different one.
Thank you very much to Sometimes You for the code for streaming purposes.
Porpoises?
Porpoises. Porpoises. But yeah, we need to make a decision about Extra Life co-stream thing.
Yes, we do.
I'm happy to do Portal 2 again, if you've not played it.
I have not done the co-op.
Oh, well
I can
then
tell you
we
that
should
much.
totally do that then. Maybe I'll remember that 4-move room. Because I got really good at it.
I need to...
Dan said, it was interesting in a way that I'm not entirely sure it ought to be. Yeah, I think that pretty much sums it up.
Are
sorry,
you
what's
like... Are you like shamefully aroused, Dan? Is that what you're getting at?
Arousal is never shameful. I was very, very amused.
On disc.
Hmm?
Portal 2, I think I owned it disc. Or was it... Could it be under a different category?
What? What are you talking about now?
Portal 2.
It was a Games with Gold one, wasn't it?
Was it?
I mean, I own it. It's possibly on disc, but I'm fairly certain I saw it in my ready to install.
Well, they got this new system and it's all like screwy.
I mean, yeah, Double Kick Heroes and Portal 2. It was Games with Gold. Like last month or something. Anyway.
I just don't remember. Maybe I didn't actually... pick it up when it was Games with Gold.
Well, it won't be under Games with Gold because it's 361, so it'll be under owned.
Doesn't appear to be in my owned list.
Oh, okay. Well, we need to sort something out, so I'm willing to do that because it was a good game. There's also the escape roomy.
Yeah, the only thing about that was that co-op-y or was that like competitive?
I think it's co-op, but I'll double check.
That was the only thing that had me confused.
Space. I'm a potato.
Because, like, where was it? It came out recently, right? Escape First, there it is.
Yeah, I haven't
like,
bought them
escape
yet,
with your
like
friends or take them up on a challenge. Okay.
Yeah.
So
there's
it
like
could be
3
both.
rooms, so I figured it was at least something we could do.
And there's 2 games.
There's 3 games.
That came out. I only see 2. Escape First and Escape First 2.
Yeah, but there's also Curious Cases or something like that. By the same person. I know it's not the series, but it's the same developers on Skull. Curious Cases came out in October, beginning of October, and it seems to be the same sort of thing. Maybe not an escape room, but like 3 chapters.
Real quick.
But anyway, there's a few in there, like, you know, £4. So I figured it would give us something. But we might need to find someone to make up a third to finish the game, but I think that's fine because, you know, Lady Magritte has it.
Right.
I'm sure that she would be willing to load up a game to help us out.
I guess the question is, how much time do we really need to fill this time? Like last year we went with Tango, and I think we did like 8 hours. So.
Well, you need to decide when you're starting.
Well. True, but if I start at 8 or 9 o'clock, you're gonna go till like 6 o'clock my time. So I don't know if we see this going 9 or 10 hours of cull. So that's, that's the confusion.
Okay. Well, we'll talk about it.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah. We always do.
But anyway, apparently Leaky's been Leaky, also known as Spooky Pumpkin. I have been Joe.
I didn't think of Leaky as a pumpkin, though. Like, spooky scarecrow?
Spooky, scary skeletons.
Or that.
Send shivers down your spine. A long pumpkin.
That's the problem, Leaky. You're such a long individual.
Yeah.
I can't make you as like a stout pumpkin. It just doesn't fit.
You have a sports scores bot, or is that someone that needs to be banned?
Yeah. I added it.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, fine. Right, yeah, I've been Joe, otherwise known as Angel SK, joined today by Jesse, otherwise known as Radical Sniper 99. Say goodbye, Jesse.
Bye, Jesse.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Purposefully.
Yeah, of course I did. I always do that. That's like a typical dad joke. We will see you tomorrow, same time, same place.
Yep.
Same bat channel. Thank you very much, everyone, for being here today. Yes, same bat channels, plural. Yeah, thank you everyone for being here today. It was not quite what we expected.
Nope.
Not at all. But hopefully you had fun.
Oh yeah.
Tomorrow's a puzzly game where we play as like a mailbox or something.
Our mail tube.
Yeah, some sort of mail carrier type situation, mechanical mail carrier. So no spoopy and no spicy. But
well, we're done with October now.
Hopefully fun. Yes, this is the end of October. So yeah. Have yourselves a spooky, scary rest of your Halloween, or spooky, spicy rest of your Halloween, and
or even sexy, apparently.
Yeah. Catch you later. Bye.
Bye, everybody.